So what I did was I had 2 cocktails and I drank them super quickly. So I was doing my pedicure and then I drank the 2 cocktails immediately. I had a Paul Sabatini, I had Elizabeth while I was doing the pedicure. So by the time I entered the WAC, I hadn't eaten. I was actually not balanced. So I was already moving. The babe was already so highly irritated. She said, "Ma, are you drunk?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Why will you do that? That's not good for your work." So, and I said, "Oh, it's meant to numb the pain." She said, "It won't."
Jola is not 1.
Jola is not 2.
We'll keep counting.
We'll actually be here till.
We'll be here.
This is the Jola B-Day episode.
No, it's not. It's the waxing fat mommy. What was happening?
Celibacy.
Marriage counseling episode. Yes, we did a lot of things today.
That's a very dynamic title.
New us.
How?
Going up, not down. Up.
Catching flights, not feelings.
By God's grace.
In Jesus' name.
Yeah.
Amen.
Eating more than 1 meat. Yes, no. So many important things. Going to Beyoncé concerts.
Definitely going to Beyoncé concerts.
Big important things.
Very, very big, very, very important.
Yeah,
a lovely one.
We had a lot of fun.
We did. We're on a couch today.
Yeah, just
which
the 2
is
of
really
us.
great.
Tell us what you think about this couch when you watch the video.
Yeah, I think it's exciting.
Yeah.
I plan to get a bit more comfy the next time on the couch.
Okay.
Like a comfy.
Do you know, I thought you were about to say,
stand.
I plan to get a bit more comfy on the podcast after 8 years.
Wait, okay, how much more comfy can we possibly
Your regime
get?
is tough.
No, on the couch, I mean.
Yeah.
The next time we do the couch. So do let us know what's happening.
All right, guys. Enjoy.
Lovely times. Bye. Hello, boys and girls.
Hello, all.
As you can see, we are in a celebratory spirit.
The boss is on birthday.
Yeah, the boss is on.
We're on celebration.
We're on very serious birthday. Actually, I think this could be a fashion look.
Pick me, please.
You don't think so?
I really doubt.
Do you not think this is how innovation starts?
No, it
people
doesn't.
Like shut it down. I'm telling you the truth. This is actually how trends happen.
Do you know what?
Let's think about a trend that basically doesn't make sense, but like is banging now. Let's put our heads together. This is exactly how it sort of started. Think
of what?
Just think of something.
A trend?
Yes.
Men.
Exactly. That doesn't make sense realistically.
It doesn't.
But look at it. We're all here now with them.
Yeah.
You see? So over time, people have been convinced that men are a good idea.
Exactly.
Which is just the same way this cap. This is like all those.
Do you know what I think you should do? You should get one made in the color of the dress you're wearing to John's wedding.
I think this is how they have. Okay, this could be a fascinator. It could be like a fascinator brand that I start that has. Are you telling me you've not seen fascinators that are worse than this?
No, should we have a wedding on Saturday? You wait.
Exactly. They're crazy things people do in the name of fascinator. Or this is like those traditional hats they wear in like Vietnam and places like that.
Well, the cone ones.
Yeah.
Sure.
Based on fashion.
I'll go with that.
There's so many things. Or like the rice farmer people in Bangkok, in Bali, Thailand. They also wear these sun hats. I'm going somewhere.
Yeah, sure.
This is high fashion.
Very high. Igbo fashion.
Met Gala is coming up. Are they doing more than this?
Will we be there?
You don't know, actually.
Yeah, I think Anna is really missing out not having us at the Met Gala.
That's what I've always been saying that, actually.
Yeah. I don't like to criticize other women in public, but I sit down and I think about it. Why would you say you're having such a show?
Can I also tell you that, people have to pay for those tables?
Are you saying we're not capable?
Why not?
Who told you?
Why not?
How much is it?
How much is it? I'm actually going to Google that, but I want you to know that we're not capable.
I mean, I just said, please check how much it is to get
if anybody invites us, we can't make it.
Who told you?
Let me tell you the reason.
I don't like your attitude.
We can't afford the ticket. For the table or the ticket?
That's all. 75K. That's like 3 kidney.
How many do you have?
2. You have 2 also.
So you'll be dead.
No, you will be gone. And I will go in your honor.
Whose honor?
Your own now.
That's all.
After you sold the kidney.
Wait, so tell me only 3 kidneys, 75K. My kidney is not worth like 100K. That's so crazy.
Yusuf.
My kidney is in good condition, I have
We are 33 and only God knows what we've done to our bodies.
Apart from, we've been drinking since we were like 14.
Oh.
I feel like someone would really appreciate my kidney.
That kidney has worked hard.
If you had to choose out of me and like many kids, trust me, you moved to choosing my kidney.
Sure.
Drip or drown.
Oh my gosh, this reminds me of how one guy was crashing out. I don't know if it was TikTok or Instagram. He was crashing out when he found out that his sperm is not that valuable.
Screaming.
So, like when you go...
Sperm banks.
Sperm banks and like...
How much is that stuff?
Like, I don't know. But some people's... There's like sperm that's in high demand, apparently.
Oh.
So, a lot of it is race because of babies. So, a lot of it is race-based.
Oh, wow.
So, fun fact, tall men, because they have this.
Obviously, taller men will be in higher demand.
College educated, STEM subjects, Jewish,
athletic. I see that.
Yeah,
I do see that.
So there's a guy.
There's a spirit.
There's a guy I listen to sometimes that I love his podcast. Do you know Scott Galloway, Prof. G?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was talking about how he's considered the gold standard of sport when he was in college.
Because he's
absolutely
nobody's looking
he's over
for
6 foot. He was a college grad, or he was in college or something.
Crazy.
He's Jewish. Yeah. So that combination, wow, they really loved it.
Fair. Do you know what? I see that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I just found that really, really interesting. But anyway, Lady Anna, Auntie Annie, as I call her. Auntie A.
Okay.
This
is actually exactly why you're not going to get invited.
No.
And when I go, I'm actually not going to.
I even tell her.
I'm not going to advocate for you.
I even tell her, let's not bring it up. Because when we're having our
Let me tell you the thing, how I know that I'm going to be there. Now that we've added Lewis to the board.
The board, yeah.
That's my king. That's my guy.
That's your guy.
Yeah.
So he's putting you on the guest list.
Yeah.
Do you have +1? Not that I couldn't ask Auntie.
He is my... What are you not getting about this?
You are his +1.
Yeah.
But you can also have.
I don't get.
No.
We're going together. There's no space again.
Why?
I don't understand. I said I'm going with somebody. You said another +1 to do what? What would the person do there?
We cannot be we're colleagues.
Which... No.
I drive.
As in, you're high on there.
First of all, fake me. You really... This is why I don't like you being in my car, because my car acts up more when you're in it.
Your high on there is what you want to talk about where we're discussing.
Have you seen me on Lekki Express?
Lewis Hamilton.
I'm a great movementer of the car.
Okay.
I think.
The thing about it is, like, I'm going to a race this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I have it all sort of planned out.
Okay.
I'm going to be in the paddock. Me and Lewis are going to become guys.
Okay.
He always, he's on this little scooter.
Okay.
So we're going to bump into each other. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
And we're guys. And then we're going to be introduced on a level, on a casual, because I'm going to go with somebody who knows him. So it's not going to be like, oh my God, Lewis. It's going to be, oh, hey, lovely to meet you too. You get what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
But you're not understanding what I'm saying.
I understand perfectly.
Because if I meet him on an, oh my God, no.
No, that's wrong.
No. That's crazy. I need to meet him on oh, hey, this is FK. Oh, hi, lovely to meet you.
Oh my God, in the spirit of random embarrassing things. Do you know when
How is that embarrassing?
Don't worry about it.
Wait, how is that embarrassing?
No, don't worry.
You thought you would just...
Don't worry about it.
I don't understand.
Yeah, don't worry.
What's embarrassing or random about that?
Don't worry. You're thinking this thing too much. You're overthinking this whole process. But back to the issue.
When you guys see me with Lewis, I want you to remember everything that I've said today. Thank you so much.
Yes. So, when I was... that... Who did you have a crush on when you were 13, 14?
Celebrity?
Yeah, celebrity crush.
What's his name? He was in B2K.
Which one? J-Boog?
J-Boog and the light-skinned one.
Lil Fizz?
Yeah.
Okay. So my crush...
Because Marion was mainstream. I was I hate that. I hate that.
So I liked J-Boog, and I liked... Then when I turned 15 or something... No, it was 13 or 14.
I like J-Boog. I think I'm missing the timeline, but also for Lil Saint, I just, everything.
I got into Chris Brown when his first album came out.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yes. With you, that was
wow.
The time.
No, that's the second one. First one was
KRS.
Run It.
Yes.
Anyway, I thought he was the bee's knees at the time. You can tell, obviously, great taste. As you can see how he has panned out. But at the time, I was obsessed with him. And do you know that I used to get really offended when people would say stuff like, celebrities don't like fans because I'm special.
Okay, right? So I had not like you.
Not like, okay.
Love. Sorry.
Love. Become so sick he can't make music without me, actually. And now that
how could he breathe with no air?
How? He's the one that said it. Thank you. It's not even me.
No, it was about you.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. It's very. I remember. Do you know this is why we're such good friends?
I actually remember when he did that. Yeah.
And the older I get, the more I realize how much of certain celebrities' finances are bolstered by teenage delusion.
I'm telling you. I actually not just teenage delusion, just
mass delusion.
Mass delusion by people. Yeah. There's a lot of celebrities that half of their net worth is actually based on mass hysteria.
Yeah.
And complete delusion.
Number one, Justin Bieber.
There was nobody that had more mass delusion
no.
than Bieber.
That's nobody. Before Justin Bieber, there were the Jonas Brothers.
Do you know that? I keep forgetting what those people did, but sorry to say, it was one fine.
No, your eye is not good.
One fine. There's only one that's
Nick,
good looking.
The baby.
Yeah.
Nick
is lovely.
Yeah. Do you know
the one that's married to Priyanka?
Yeah, Nick.
That's the good looking one.
Yeah.
The other two are average looking Caucasian.
Yeah. I remember when I went to a Jonas Brothers concert and my parents used to have...
I find things out.
Are you?
I find a lot of things out.
This was the highlight.
To a Jonas Brothers
It was
concert.
the highlight of my 16th year.
Wow.
After my parents fumbled...
There's so many things I discover.
After my parents fumbled your party. Sure. Yes. And I started my A-levels. I went with a friend of mine, Yara, Yara and her sister. We went to the Jonas Brothers concert. And it was the highlight of my life.
Wow.
You couldn't tell me the days leading up to, and for a couple of days after that concert, that I wasn't... I don't know how to explain it, really. Do you know...
You were the shit in your mind.
I was like, I think this is what people feel like when they first get born again.
Right.
It must...
I don't want to go into that.
No, you couldn't tell me shit. Jonas Brothers, very, very exciting. And guess who opened for them?
Who?
Taylor Swift.
Oh,
she wasn't like big yet at the time. She was
super cute.
She was on the come up, but Taylor was or was she a surprise guest? Anyway, it was a whole Disney affair because Demi Lovato performed as well.
Those Disney kids were so big.
Yeah,
that year, it was as in that.
They were huge.
Do you remember when Miley Cyrus was like humongous?
Are you kidding me? So it was the Jonas Brothers, Miley, Selena.
No,
Demi
it was
Lovato.
it was
a whole
time.
thing. Anyway, so I told my parents I want to go for this concert. So they're a little worried. They do their research and they're like, oh, it's fine.
You can't go.
Now, as an older lady, I figured that my dad is 3 virgins playing guitar. What's the worst that can happen? Because they had such a squeaky clean image.
I still don't get why they were so popular.
But you know what I think about now?
What?
It's a wonder to me that any of them are mentally stable.
Yeah.
Because I think of 16, 15, 14,
it was
13.
Too much.
Justin Bieber blew up when he was 13 years old.
I think Justin's own, because it also, Jonas Brothers, I feel like it peaked.
It peaked, yeah.
And then dropped. Justin's own just kept.
It kept going.
It actually just kept going.
Then he became an adult and they managed the marketing in a way that he just continued to grow.
Yeah.
It is not
Whereas
a wonder
most people don't have that. And all of them sort of publicly crashed out. Miley, all of them. And then...
No, it doesn't make sense though.
They try to I don't know, it's crazy.
It doesn't make sense because think of what you are as a teenager.
No, it doesn't.
And then to have to be making thousands of people millions of dollars every year.
And to have that much attention on you, that
power.
Much money. Just it's a weird. And then you also have people that are probably trying to keep you grounded, but in your mind you're like, are you not seeing? It must be a very, very strange.
Yeah. I used to love looking for when I was in uni, I used to love looking for their parents' interviews.
Yeah.
If people interview their parents
and
what they used to
say.
So I think it was Selena's mom that had to I think she said something about trying to discipline her, and Selena was kind of like, I'm paying for this life. What are you talking about? And she was like, cool, that's when we realized we really, really fucked up. And so they had to start like
I think it's interesting because some of the older ones, obviously, if you look at like people that were in Mickey Mouse Club, apart from Britney, obviously, but Justin, and I feel like those ones came out a bit okay because it was before like proper
mass
social
hysteria.
media.
Yeah.
And it was for people not just having the mass hysteria, but being able to reach you as in your comment section. That's crazy.
Okay, yes, that's true.
That's crazy.
And then I don't even know why we got on this tangent, but it reminds me of, there's a comedian I like. He's called Kev on Stage.
Yeah.
Very funny. He's African American. And Kev was talking about how they live in LA. And because of what he does, he's a comedian, he writes film, he does videos, stuff.
Yeah.
So he knows about the business. So at the time, you're just like, oh, there's room for his sons to, there's money to be made here. Yeah. So he wanted one of his sons to try out for something. It was like, so there's big celebrity stuff, which is heartbreaking, but then there's some stuff that's like all these video on demand type things. They always need actors. So I think his son was going to be in a film like that. And his kid, thing with little kids on set is they're still little kids, so they have to figure out how to manage them, right? And so I think his son is upset about something, or he's crying, he's uncomfortable, something. And he said somebody comes up to him and says, are you okay? What do you want? Blah, blah, blah. And his son, just being a little kid, says, I want a puppy. And they're like, if we get you a puppy, like, will you stop crying? And Kevin was like, it was at that moment. He realized like, this cannot work. This can't work. Like, you are going to have to be a normal kid, because he realized like his son's brain chemistry would completely change once he realizes
that he can get what he wants.
I'm important here. 2, I can get what I want. 3, my parents' opinion doesn't actually matter.
It doesn't matter.
So I just thought that must...
I think it's weird and like crazy.
And then 10 exits.
Yeah.
20 exits, because all those people that had, all those celebrity kids all had siblings. So a lot of the time their parents couldn't be there because their parents had to take care of the other children.
Everything then revolves around this one person.
So everybody around you is paid to manage you, or you're making them money.
Can I ask you a serious question?
Yes, of course.
Do you think this is how our siblings feel?
Sure, fake. I mean, are you insane? Yeah, I think Bolu, Jore, Mimi, and Dekule sit around
they don't even give a damn. That's actually the main...
You know, their celebrity lifestyle is just taking over the family.
Really just, affect their life so much when they move around with us. It's really crazy.
Have we spoken about parents having favorites before?
Yeah.
Yeah. My family, it's not in your best interest to be a favorite.
Really? Why?
Yeah. So like I don't think either of my parents' favorites. So
I'm not.
Jore is, our last one is my mom's favorite child, and the middle is my dad's favorite child. The thing is, with my mom, that means you get a lot more attention. So that's just annoying. It's not useful attention. You don't get more things. The only thing
There's nothing to be gained.
The only thing is, like, my mom has such a soft spot for Jore. It's only like food related. So my mom will cook anything the boy wants to eat. Like, is that. But, and then she doesn't allow us bully him as much. But genuinely, in my family also, it means they overcompensate with the other two.
Oh, they don't do that for me.
So they are worried.
Nobody's overcompensating.
You know, that their love is
Mimi is my mom's favorite, which is Claire. My dad, I don't know, maybe they're Claire because that's who talks to him a lot. So, for me, I'm just like, listen, that's you people's business.
Yeah, my family is a bit too
the
stable.
The key difference is that I don't give a damn.
No, but then also my family is just a bit too stable. So there's no vast.
There's actually no benefit. There's no benefit. Gained. Like, okay, cool, you're the favorite. Good luck. And none of us have the sort of temperaments where we're like, oh my God, this person is your favorite. That's everybody's business.
Yeah,
I am my favorite. I think, if everyone can get in line with that, I really appreciate it.
My grandma's, I think her last grandson, before she died, Tamilore.
Oh no, it was very recently it was so clear to me that Declan is my grandma's favorite. In such a, like...
Mama's favorite grandchild.
In such a drastic... She came to my house this week. So she was, again... People always, whenever people say, oh, they see my mom, I'm like, I want you to understand something. This is who they are. The rocks is actually innate. It's actually a spiritual thing. So on Friday, literally this Friday, they first went to a funeral, I think. And then they went
your grandma?
Yes, my grandma and my mom. And then they came to my house to change to go to a wedding. So this is just a normal day for them, actually. So she came, and my mom went to her house to change, and my grandma was chilling with me, and we're gisting. And so obviously Dekle does okay, Lagos, Ashoke, and sometimes there's just stuff in the house.
Yeah.
And so as I was gisting with her, I was going to sit down and have lunch. She came with her own cereal and her own milk, because the milk in our house, she doesn't know what sort of milk we'll have.
Is that grandma?
Yes. She only drinks the milk from London. So that was the first insult. But I just thought, you know what, fine. What kind of drink could I possibly be? Milk can I be drinking that you can't drink? Anyway, she brought the milk from her house in a flask. And I was like, oh, is it like, she says, no, it's just milk. So I don't know what people have here. I said, that's good. That's fine. So she was having her. So I said, oh, let me, join her. I'll have lunch. And then I just kind of moved the fabric. Next thing, hey, don't touch his things. Don't do this. He doesn't like this. I said, eh?
Really?
I said, Mama, what? I just want to sit. She's like, no. Why don't you call him first so that we'll know, or do a video so that he'll know where everything is. I just said, now wow. Now wow.
I'm sure she must have been so frantic.
And every time we say it, she's like, he's my first grandchild. I don't know what all of you are talking about. Like,
do you know what made me laugh? There's a video I saw. A girl was like, okay, mommy, tell them I'm your favorite child. She said, you wish. And then her brother comes, kisses her mom. And then she's like, you see?
It's too funny. But again, one would think I don't. No. I know.
But then like I said, we have more stable. There's some places that
that it matters. But for me, I'm just like, okay, cool. That's like fine.
I'm so obsessed with how family dynamics affect people. Like, you don't understand. I could read. Sometimes I wish I studied psychology.
Yeah. Or like, But it's quite funny to me, because I feel like just with the temperaments we have, what I see though that is very interesting is everyone has their own relationship within the family. So like, for example, there are things that I'm the only person that can get it from my grandma. So everybody has to ask me.
Okay.
Because I'm the only person that can do this negotiation.
Yeah. So there's some things that Bolu talks to my dad about.
And there's some other things that somebody else has to go and meet, X person to sort. So we all know who we are.
Okay, that makes sense. 100%. I think most people should know that.
Yeah, because even sometimes, like, it'll be me, my mom, my auntie, we're just talking about something, and it's like, it's you that has to go. You have to
also, even with the parents.
Yeah, they're like, you have to go and see Mama. You have to tell her that this is what we want. You have to tell her, it has to be you.
I love that.
They can't do it because they're her children. There's already a barrier there. And then out of the grandchildren, it has to be you.
Oh, fair.
So you have to go in and do it. So there's certain things that we all know that, okay, you, like the other day, we're all talking, and then I called my sister. I was like, you have to take this for the team.
Oh, my grandmother
you have to go and talk to this person, and it's for all of us.
My grandmother was obsessed with her grandchildren. I really wish she had lived longer because my grandmother she was so finished for us. She loved her grandchildren. That's my paternal grandmother. My maternal grandmother was she was very English with something, so she was very, sorry, excuse me.
I feel like that's how my dad's dad is.
She was, my maternal grandmother was genuinely very confused as to what this effusiveness is about. So like, how people are like, oh, mama, grandma, blah, 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 blah. She would just kind of be like, good afternoon.
My grandma does this thing where you visit him. After he chats with you for like 1 hour, he just stands up and goes, bye for now.
No, but he has a lot of family though.
You don't understand every time. Yeah, he has 7 children. So a lot of times he's just like, okay, bye for now. And then he's gone to his room. Yeah. And that's honestly it.
Makes sense.
A lot of times he's just like, okay, you guys are still here.
I think because we're also extroverts and we like people. So
no, it's funny because you go to see him, and after a while he's just like, okay, thank you, bye for now. And he comes out and he's like, oh, you guys are still. And we're all like, oh, we came to you. I just saw you now. All of you, sure. And then he starts going, give them biscuits. And I'm like,
that's why I let them go.
I'm actually 32. That's actually extremely crazy for you. I was able to be giving me rich tea. I think Grandpa what's going on?
I love that. The one that makes me laugh is people whose grandparents are more extroverted than they are.
Yeah.
So like I have friends who, if I go and see them, who are maybe more introverted, but they have parents or grandparents who are very extroverted. So maybe I'm leaving after an appropriate visiting time, 2 hours. You see the horror. You won't eat. I'm like, oh, I had a snack. Like, I'm going to eat something. No. You stay just with us now.
Yeah, there's some people that take it like extremely personal. To be fair, I think my grandma is one of those because her house is really about food. The whole house is made about food. So going there and not eating is really something else. You actually have to have something.
Makes sense.
It's very offensive, actually.
If she didn't live in Yaba, I'll be going there regularly.
She lives in Yaba. I go there regularly because of the food. You know,
I would be there like swimwear.
That's it. So,
what did you do this weekend?
What did I do this weekend? On Friday, I went to Yewande's birthday party.
Okay, yes.
You know, big Wiz, finest things Wiz, if you're not aware. Her and her husband have the same birthday, which I think is
so cute.
I think that is so cute.
Yeah, a few years apart, but they have the exact same age.
I think it's so cute. It's like, I feel like our friends, Tio and Goki's is craziest because they're the same age.
They're the same age, yeah.
And they have the same birthday and they're married. It's very cute. I don't know if I would also like that.
I'll be very offended.
Because I would just be like, okay, so why will it now be your own birthday too?
I'll be very offended.
Must you copy me?
I'm such a birthday person that I need the day to be about me.
And the thing is, unfortunately, if I now married, I would force him to do his own the next day.
Yeah.
And I know that somehow, but like, I promise you, it will be part of our marriage contract. Like, you have to do your birthday then. It will be like celebrating Valentine's on the 15th.
Imagine if he's 5 years older than you, then Tony 40, Tony 45. He now wants to make a big deal about his own. Bro, see you tomorrow.
Just go away. So no, I don't think, but it was very cute. They had a party. That was a lovely, but I love parties.
Yes.
I really think more people need to have more parties because unlike going out or something, a party, first of all, you know the people are going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
The food is free. The drinks are free. It's mostly about everything being free.
Yeah.
And then you're in a contained environment where you can have a just good and great time.
Yeah, you can say non-PC things.
Do you know what I mean? It's just, I love a good party. So that was really fun. And like I left at like a respectable time for going out so that I could sleep. And then on Saturday, I literally physically slept throughout the whole day. Like I took a nap at 4:30 and I stood up at 9. So my body was just like, there's no way. I thought I was going to go to many things I was supposed to do on Saturday. It was just like, nope. First of all, mind you, I woke up at 1 o'clock. So the whole day was actually spent in bed. There was no productive anything on that day.
Fair enough.
And then Sunday was your birthday. And in the morning, I went to Ajoje for brunch because my friend Yemikazu's birthday is today.
Yeah.
She had brunch on Sunday. And then I went to your house and we had a time.
We had a time.
We actually had a
time. On Friday, I got a wax and I did my nails.
That's an event.
No, I want to explain something. You guys, like waxing is so invasive.
It's crazy. I'm actually shy.
It is so invasive. So first of all, my former wax lady has disappeared.
Oh, I told you that my wax lady Japan, she moved to Texas.
That's crazy.
Which I think is somehow.
My wax lady has disappeared. So I said I'll try out because I've done facials at Dermaspace before. I was like, okay, let me get a wax at Dermaspace, which was great. And the babe who did it was really, really nice. So she starts, we're done. And she brings out tweezers. I'm like, what's happening? I said, Ma.
You know when they say this thing where they want to tidy up, I said, please just leave it.
She brought out...
tidying up. I don't work in film.
She brought out tweezers. I said, Ma. She was like, don't worry. It's important. I said, okay. But do you know how crazy it is for somebody to have tweezers peering into your cutie?
It's such... No.
Do you know, all I kept thinking was, this is such peak girlhood that you can't explain it.
No, you can't.
To anybody. And then when she was done, she said, It was so funny. It was so funny. And then she was like, oh, how often do I get? She was just asking me basic questions. I was like, normally I go this number of times. Like, this is how often I normally do it. But like, my old wax lady has disappeared. I haven't been able to contact her. So I haven't done this in a while. She was like, okay, that I should just try and make it regular. She was really giving me cutie care.
Yeah, they do this thing. They they advise you all the time, and I'm just like, the problem is I have such a low pain threshold.
No, this one wasn't bad.
That I'm like, that's what everybody says.
Because she also, I want to just let you know that in derma space they also trim.
No, they trim. Oh, me, I insist on you trimming. I actually have my own pair of scissors.
Do you know how crazy
that? Because let me tell you what you won't do is use another person's scissors.
So you don't want general cute.
I don't. I actually bring a pair of scissors in the pack.
Where's my cat?
It's on your head. God, we've not even started drinking. Look at what's going on. So that's the thing. I actually take the scissors in the little pack and I'm like, here, you trim first. And then I've tried to find different numbing creams. None of them have worked, mind you. I bought them on Amazon.
What if I box you?
Then someone told me, if you have a wax when you're drunk, it's not painful.
That would be so much fun. Oh my God.
I want you guys to understand something. I don't know I'm forgetting the science now, but there's an issue of your blood either constricting or going wider about the alcohol, right? Mm-hmm. That is a foolish idea.
Are you sure?
Extremely foolish, in fact.
Oh, but what if you take painkillers before?
I said, I've tried all the things. I want to assure you that going when I've never seen pain like that in my life. Because also, when you're like drunk. So what I did was I had 2 cocktails and I drank them super quickly. So I was doing my pedicure and then I drank the 2 cocktails immediately. I had a pause Sabatini, I had Elizabeth while I was doing the pedicure. So by the time I entered the wax, I hadn't eaten. I was actually not balanced. So I was already moving. The babe was already so highly irritated. She said, "Ma, are you drunk?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Why will you do that? That's not good for your wax." So. And I said, "Oh, it's meant to numb the pain." She said, "It won't." Let me tell you something. I actually could feel each individual strand. That's actually because I was so waved. I was then focusing on the thing. I'm telling you that I could feel every single thing that was happening.
Oh, sorry.
So the person, I don't even think I talked to that person anymore. The girl that said that I should drink before. I believe we've fallen out. And she doesn't know the reason. But because I want her to listen to this and remember the stupid thing she told me. No. And then I found one natural numbing, because numbing things, you can't really use them on your cooch area.
Yeah.
It's bad for your pH.
Yeah.
But I found one natural numbing thing on the Amazon. And then I bought it.
Does it do anything?
It doesn't work for the blacks, but I didn't read enough of it. Let me tell you the thing. I read like the top 10 comments. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't go deeper into the comments. So I remember buying it. And one of my friends saying, "Isn't this thing for white people?" I said, no. She said, "Did you read the reviews?" I said, "Yeah, like when you click the reviews, you now do recent reviews, you now read it." Mm-hmm. She said, "You have to always go to the next page." Then the blacks came out.
Wow, waste of your time, ba.
A lot of the blacks were really complaining that actually.
I have an experiment.
Let me tell you the other thing. I don't have TikTok. She typed this thing into TikTok.
I have an experiment.
And the black women there
were wailing.
I want me to put the sound of the wax when she used it. I'm actually going to send you guys this thing. You could hear her screaming that it doesn't work. I said, God. No, you have to Jeremy. So that's why now I deceive myself by paying extra 20K for whole wax.
I have a theory. But you have to stick with me.
I won't.
I think you should. What if you rub aboniki? Because the pain of that would definitely overwhelm any waxing. Do you know that? There is no way. You guys should think about this thing. If you rub aboniki,
you can still lie down on the wax table.
Yes.
If they,
I promise you.
Sorry, I want you to think about the entire wax.
If you rub aboniki.
In the places that we're discussing right now.
Yes. And they just, by the time you are done, all your focus is on what the ointment is doing.
Not the wax.
I'm telling you. Okay. I'm telling you, just something for you to try.
Me to try.
Yeah.
Anyway, people that are into women in tech and also women in STEM. Forget all these. What are they all? You guys are always focusing on the wrong thing.
Wrong thing.
You guys are always focusing on the wrong thing. All these women in STEM, women in tech. You're always focusing on the wrong thing. Forget all those things. Let me tell you what you need to focus on. You need to focus on numbing cream.
Numbing cream.
You need to focus on numbing. Let me tell you how you become a billionaire. You become a billionaire by making a numbing cream that you can put inside your cooch that doesn't mess up your pH.
Yeah.
That makes waxing just a normal day.
Just a day.
I'm telling you. And let me tell you an extra benefit because men will start waxing and that will make your life easier. I promise you.
Fair.
Their pain threshold is low.
For anything.
They don't do it.
Even
and
pepper, they can't
that
eat.
stuff is nasty. So for everybody's life to be better, women in STEM actually need to take up the mantle. Okay.
Of numbing cream.
Of numbing cream.
Fair. What did I do on Saturday? I went to Hertitude. I went somewhere else, but I went to Hertitude. It was nice. I didn't go with Najite, but Najite and I were there. Yes. It was nice. I think we really underestimate. So everybody says, oh, it's nice when there are women's things, but we really underestimate just how free genuinely women are. There was no security, sound, lights. There were no men. None. Or even if they were, maybe they locked them in a room somewhere. But we couldn't see. No, I'm being serious. The security at the door, from when you enter, you did not see a single.
They're just women everywhere.
Man, there was women everywhere. I don't know. I was seeing people dropping bags. I was like, ladies, we're still in a public arena.
They are actually still thieves.
Yeah, but it was really, really nice. And then the girls were just very excited. They were super excited, I think, because I left right around when the catwalk was happening. They were having the time. I saw the wateriest bomb I was seen in the world. I saw the wateriest bomb I have ever seen. Nah. No. I need to know her lineage.
Can I tell you why I'm laughing? Because today, someone said, oh, the first time they've listened to our podcast that they've been converted and they listened to our episode with Adeswa, that they've subscribed. You know what's going through my mind now? This is the next episode they're going to hear. I put it to you that lady is not going to stay.
No, Fakemi, no. I asked
because
Najiti.
Right now, the topic we're on is about the watery bomb.
No. I know you guys think I'm being crazy.
That's actually the topic that we have right now.
How watery your bomb has to be watery in Iran, Buba? It's crazy.
That's actually crazy
work. This is crazy.
That's crazy work.
It is crazy. No. You guys, women, even babes, we were all just looking at her. It is crazy. Her body was mad and her nyash was watery.
Wow.
Bro.
Iran Buba is really insane.
Less Iran Buba. I'm not joking. Yeah, she did Oleku, the short one. Hey! And she was wearing Crocs, not heels. Ah, wow.
So anyway, shout out to the lady that listened to one episode of this.
Nah, it was really, really fun. And it was just safe and it was nice. And then, there were vendors there. I ran into one of my favorite fashion vendors, Bosti. Renike was there. And I wanted to use this as an opportunity to encourage her again. She said that they don't think they are ready for pop-ups.
Oh, you definitely are.
I was like, you are, because she's worried about meeting demand. I said, I promise you, even if you guys have 1,000 units,
my problem every time I get to Bosti with the one I was with,
it's gone. Finished. It's gone. And they make hundreds of
it's
units.
Actually finished.
It's crazy.
It's really crazy. I'm very happy for them.
Yeah.
I think it's
fantastic.
a really, really great brand.
So I saw them.
And people always look so good.
Yep. And
every time I see someone in Bosti, I'm
size,
just like, you look mad.
Yeah, regardless of size. Very flattering on
I think
women's
it's
bodies.
I think it's a really...
So that was nice. Zikoko was my first employer. I've said this before. So I'm really I enjoy when they do stuff that is nice, stuff that's fun. And then
why take off this hat?
Because he was doing somehow. Sorry.
I don't like that.
Okay, so I'm sorry now.
Do you know what's crazy to me? We have not started drinking. And let me tell you the problem, because I wish we could say that the reason this episode is going in this direction.
What was our excuse last week?
Actually, yeah, that's true.
What was our excuse last week?
That's actually true. Because I was going to say that it's because of the festive season.
Yeah, one of my dad's friends came to the house yesterday, and his daughter is a huge fan of the podcast, blah, 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 blah. He said sometimes he overhears her and her mom listening to it And I just kept thinking, it is crazy to me that older Nigerian women listen to our podcast because I just feel we talk so much shit.
So much.
We talk so much
rubbish.
We
went to one of our friends' house and she was saying how her parents were listening and her dad goes, oh, that, he listened and he was just like, He's like, first of all, he wasn't surprised by me because anybody who is born of my mother, he's free. He grew up with my mom. He already knows that. It's already late. Anyway, it's already late. But I said, but, he knows Jola's dad. That's what he knows. Yes, daughter. That means there's no hope for any of us. I said that first of all, that's extremely crazy. I mean to say that. He said, wow. He really didn't expect it.
You can never, if you know my dad, you can never ever expect it. But yeah, that was fun. Her attitude was fun. And then as I'm progressing in age, I took a nap.
Right.
And then I was supposed to take a nap. Then I started watching, you guys, I have to admit this to the class and I don't want anybody to judge me. I'm back in my Yoruba film bag. Wow.
What?
I started watching the Yoruba film and I couldn't sleep. I had to see what was going to happen. So I didn't sleep. I was watching a Yoruba film and then I went to Boiler Room.
Yeah. Once again, I couldn't make it to that because when I got a text saying, oh, so we can pick you at 12:30.
That was the best they could do.
Yeah. I thought, you guys, you want to pick me up at there's no way
I feel like an old woman now.
I said, let me tell you the truth. No, the thing is, normally I'm even down. This is not our first time. Yeah. But I was like, on that Saturday, there's actually no way I can physically make it. Mm-hmm. So I said, if you want us to go, this 10, we have to go now.
No,
I said, if we go now,
you won't have made
I'll be out.
You won't have made it that long. So we went to group. So the first thing was Yosa was playing when I got there. Do you know I wanted to go and basically to sit? I just want to remind you. Sorry about that last time. Sorry, please don't be angry. So Yosa was our first DJ at our party, and I told you guys we had sound issues thanks to Demola of Fog Life. Fog walk or something like that. Yes, no, don't worry. Me and you on site forever. Anyway, thanks to Demola or Fogwater, whatever his stupid company is called, we had sound issues. And so we disgraced ourselves in front of Yosa. I want you people to know that Yosa is not a small boy.
He's not. He actually left us to go and DJ for Rema. So, and I'm sure he thought, let me just fit this in because this is also a classy place.
So I was there.
I don't think he would greet me outside.
I want you to know that event, group therapy, Boiler Room, the sound was good. I want you to know. So I'm sure if I'd gone to meet him, he was like, you can see your mates. Shebi is your business person that does this thing. You can see your mates. I was so shy when I saw him DJing with class and clarity. And then Blessing Density. She DJed as well. Then the headliner as well. It was nice. Like it was big. This is the thing. I remember when group therapy started, but it was serious. And it was different. Not even bad different. It was just different.
From the normal
group therapy, but I enjoyed it. I really, really did.
You know what? We were talking about this at our house yesterday. For me, because the last group therapy, I remember somebody had it, because they're the troopers. They're like true rave people.
Oh, yeah.
Who make it to the end. And let me tell you, I found my tribe now because there was a rave to club pipeline. And that is where that's where I thrive.
Okay.
Because around like 2:30, somebody said, this is all well and good. Make we go boho. I said, owns, wonderful. Play me whiskey.
Yeah.
And so, like, a few of us snuck out. And I promise you we had time of our lives.
Of course you did.
Because I was just so happy. I was like, I've had the best of all the worlds tonight. And that I think this is my pipeline.
I'm going to beg Bola. I want to go to the club soon.
Yeah, this is my pipeline. Like, the rave to the club pipeline is a fantastic one.
I need to beg Bolu because everybody takes it seriously when Bolu wants to go out. Yeah. So I feel like if Bolu says he wants to go out.
And also, I like that we got to the club like...
When it was like crazy.
It was like wine. We got to club like 3:30. So it was like winding down. But then that last, the last man standing inside the club is something else. That last like 3:30 to 5:30 inside the club. We are all looking at yourselves because there are like 7 tables left. That is us that are here. Don't worry yourselves. It's us that is here. Don't worry. And you see people, there's camaraderie, are dancing in the middle of the aisle because you can move. There's nobody there again. Wonderful, wonderful time. Yeah. I had a grand one. So I feel like for the next...
That's what you're going to be doing when you next go to
the next one.
I actually like that. I'm
dig the idea. My people.
I know I'm lying, Sha, because I'll go home.
You know what I think we need to the club? You're not good at let's go to another venue.
No.
If you want Jola to be out, you have to stay in one place.
Or they don't allow me drive.
Let me tell you, there are people that fall off when there's movement.
I'm number
Jola,
one.
Layla, you can't find them.
Nah, I'm number one. Layla can even try. Me?
Movement, no.
Especially if the route takes us past the way I can just follow into my home. Oh, forget about it.
Well, me, look, once I'm out, I'm out.
Yeah.
Okay?
A trooper.
Once I'm out, it doesn't matter. We must make it to our end destination. I don't mind where the night takes us, as long as we have a good time at the end of the day. Because now it's already 4. What do you mean we're not having a good time? We have to go to where there's a good time.
Fair.
I have to look for it. So that whole thing of, let's call it no, I can't call it a day on a terrible note. If we have to go to another place, we must
redeem
go
the
to
night bar.
Mind you, all these things I'm not paying. So it doesn't really matter to me how we move around or not. What my contribution is a vehicle. So that was a great time. But let me tell you what I think we need to bring back. And we said this thing before. I saw, was it ODH post about it, that we peaked very early in life, like as kids. Because what we're doing when we're 16, 17 in A-levels, we're renting out clubs in London and hosting all these named traffic. Delirious. Allah.
Allah 1 and 2.
Allah 1 and 2, let me tell you. I'll have you know. Shout out to all the people that I might have mistreated at the door of Allah. So sorry. Everything has moved forward.
Fekemi was a dog girl when we was teenagers.
I was. So when Jola was going to Jonas Brothers concert, I was in London. I was at the door. Do you know, for like
I was at all those parties.
My first year in London, my like part-time job, I was actually booking tables in the club.
Really?
In China White and Aura. I promise you, I loved it. Because let me tell you who the door girls are not a bitch to. The person bringing the people who have the table.
Fair.
So all those silly girls with that nonsense clipboard that they always give them at the door. Well, sorry, honey, you want to go, your group card. Get it, my dear, I'm the one with the table.
Fair.
They go, move out of the way. Anyway, I think we need to bring back those because let me tell you, someone will say there will be a party, they'll give the party a name, Traffic. Allah. Mm-hmm. We had so many.
We had a lot
of these parties.
Every half term, every Easter, every holiday, every 6 weeks there was a big party.
All these, there was one. Anyway, I don't remember all of them, but there are all these parties, and then everyone would pay £20 to enter the party.
Yeah,
and then you have to pay extra
drinks,
for a table for drinks. But that was your entry fee to the party. You enter, you buy drinks or whatever, and the party was for no reason. There was nothing happening it was just a party, and everyone knows that this party is happening this weekend and this is where we're all going. And I feel like I preferred those parties to clubbing. I feel like they were a lot more fun. They were a lot more expensive.
No. What we need to bring back is actually dance floors.
Yes, but all those parties had dance floors.
Yes,
they had like the tables and just a dance floor.
Look at clubs. There's no floor. It's just the tables.
Yeah.
So what we need to actually bring back
is that
floor where you can. Okay, you have your table, no problem. But when you want to dance with your friends,
you go you dance inside the general. Because
all those clubs that were rented out were very fancy.
They were very fancy, but they had very huge big. Dance floors. They had huge dance floors, so it was okay for you to just grab a drink by the bar and then go to the dance floor
and dance.
And if you want to be on a table, you go back. But I think we should bring it back. It's just that you can't do that in all these venues in Lagos.
Yeah,
it's not ideal. But I really enjoy that. Anyway, my point is that we peaked quite early because by the time you think about doing that at like 16, 17, there was a lot of money. I'm lying about not being proud. There are people that I did not know at that door. Everybody was paying £20. Groups of guys I didn't know. They were paying £80.
Yeah, a thief.
They said, but it's £20. I said, but I don't know you. So there was a lot of money like moving around. And I think the problem is that now, when like we're supposed to be using our money to do these things, it feels like we've done it before.
People are paying school fees.
That's what I'm saying.
They didn't send us to be spinsters.
That's the problem.
They are paying school fees.
That's the problem.
They are paying multiple rents.
Your point is that everybody's actually moving along.
Yes, they're tired.
The problem is that we're still
It's us that are still here. Sorry, Debbie, can you put on the fan for like 5 minutes?
Fair.
It's us that were still here. Fair. That's what has happened.
Yeah, I see that.
Anyway, my birthday was fun.
Can I tell you guys that Jola thought that people were not coming to her birthday?
Let me explain.
Which I think is wild.
So recently we've been talking about, I've been seeing on social media all the time, people will say, oh, if you want to be part of the community, you have to show up for the community. People are flaking on each other. We're all so lonely because, so let me tell you what I thought. I thought I was going to be inviting people and they'll say, oh my God, babe, so sorry. Or they'll say, yes, they can make it. And that day, they'll be like, oh my God, so sorry. Now, so see you.
I genuinely messaged me that. Okay, so who is depressed now? If everybody can't make it, everybody was upset and broke and sad. So who are all these people that are coming out?
I was so confused.
She said that I thought the economy was affecting all of us. I said this is actually more the reason why we'll be in your house eating
someone will
for
say,
free.
Oh, Jola, my mental health. I'll say sorry. I thought that people wouldn't really come. I thought it would just be my friends I hang with on Sunday, my group chats from that I've had like forever secondary school, and maybe 2 or 3 other people that really consider the day a great day. And so, sorry, just confirming this is the address. I wanted to say, if you have to confirm, please don't come. Don't come, just stay where you are.
Also, I put it to you that Jola's birthday poster that she sent around, first of all, the dress code was don't look like your problem.
Yes.
And the location was, if you don't know my house, maybe we're not so close and you should not come.
Yes.
So these are the issues at hand.
I think everybody that wants to have a house party should think of it that way. Think of it that way. Okay, you and this person, you're friendly. Okay, do they know my house? Do you know my house? Anyway, when I now realized when people were coming, I looked at the food in the kitchen. I said, this can't work. So I made a helpful instruction, a poster, if you will, at the door. Posted it on the door, and did they listen? No. I said, please, we're in a recession. Just wait, one meet per person.
I want you to know that this was on her front door.
My friends
for all to come in and see.
Give a crumb of. I think that
personally, I ate before everybody came because I don't like nonsense.
They didn't listen. That's the fantastic part. None of them listened. I saw people eating many things. Pack it. Then when they finish eating their own many things, they will now pack even more things.
People were tapping me, please, where is foil? I said foil. I said, what do you want to use foil for? I said, forgive me, I beg. They
were now hiding. Richie, who's really tall, hid his own food on top. I don't know how to explain it to you. If you see where this boy put his
food.
Let
me tell you, we kept the lamb, all the food was on the dining table. We kept the lamb chops in the kitchen so that only those who have you can't just go to somebody's house and just enter the kitchen.
I forgot how my friends are.
Who have a bit of decorum, with also anybody that has a bit of shame, they won't enter. I put it to you that
every single
they were like,
person.
what's this out here?
I saw foil. I saw tray.
Someone came inside. Okay, people thought that you now keep this thing on inside the kitchen, then we won't eat it. They finished the whole lamb chops.
My friends are so shameless. One of them puts rice inside the cup and covered it with foil to carry home. I said, wow, my friends are really something. But I use this to say I had a wonderful time. I really did. I've never, maybe because of my personality, I've never understood people who worry about house parties because I've only ever gotten close enough to, even my introverted friends are the kind of introverts that have developed enough heft to be able to say hello to other people. Yeah. So I don't have to manage them. And this is not a strike on introverts in general, but it's just something I've realized. That anxiety of worrying about, as adults,
how people are.
It's a muscle people have to develop. I have to say it, honestly. I understand that some people aren't the warmest or the friendliest or they are shy, but you have to develop the muscle of being able to speak to people. It is very odd to me.
And it doesn't have to be everybody, but
just
so that people don't have to
manage you.
Yeah, so people don't have to worry about you when you're out. And it's not, obviously, if I enter, like Jola Bedin and me, I was moving around. I was welcoming guests, actually.
Yeah.
But if you're an introvert or you're quieter, you might not do that. But maybe in your little corner, it will just be the one or two people that are there.
And because I do have introvert, like some of my introverted friends
I
came.
to report this girl.
Who, Najite?
What she was in your house for maybe 1 hour. I had to go and greet her. I said, now, look at how the table.
She's not at work.
Now that we're outside,
she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to associate with these elderly ladies.
Wow, good afternoon, lovely to see you. She said, oh, you looked busy over there. I said, wow. That's so. crazy. I said, so you guys you think you're cool. You sat down in the corner. Hey, in your minds now you're achieving something.
No time for the elderly.
Yeah, they sat down away from us. They didn't want to be with,
No. The elderly, the
corner. I was just looking at them that, no problem. Should we all meet ourselves in the
that's
front?
something that I do have to say. One, like people need to develop that muscle a bit more. There's a whole thing. Everybody... I worry about this chronic...
But a lot of people have social anxiety.
Yes.
Very seriously.
There is social anxiety and there is saying, oh, hi, how are you? I'm thinking. And how do you know Jola? Do you know that conversation...
I didn't ask anybody
takes you for no, because you know all my friends that were there.
No, even the ones I didn't know. Like, that guy now, I remember he came and he now said, oh, I said, I don't know you. Who are you? I remember he was passing and I think I was Leila. We said, come, who are you to she? He said, what? I said, you heard me. Who are you to she? The way you're moving around this house, you've been here before. Who are you? Where did you come from? So he now answered, and we're laughing because we're like, why the hell will you answer us?
Yeah, but I think it's just important. People need to, 1, 2, people overthink a lot of things. Have people over. It makes you happy.
It does. It's nice.
Don't overthink too much. Have some of, I have too many friends. My original plan was to do something as Ajoje. I said 12 seats. It can never click.
The kind of fights you cause.
Because I have I have tiered friends, but the tiers are wide. So if I have to do 5 or 6, I can.
12 is tough.
But 12 is an odd, I can't. So have but I actually gather people. I don't know. My parents don't understand it. I love human beings. So they don't, that's different. But I do think people really overthink. Have your friends over. Have people to hang out with. Nigeria is very shitty at the moment. And you don't know how much. We joke about it in our friendship group that we live Sunday to Sunday. The joy we get from hanging out as a group is what's carrying us throughout the week.
You know what's so funny? So obviously, people, normal people went home at respectable hours because like you go to somebody's house on their birthday. There's actually no reason 10 p.m., 10:30, 11, Monday is coming that you should actually still be in their house. But based on the normal Sunday crew now, we just thought, okay, now that all of you have gone, now we are here. Then we can start our own. But there were other people that were also hanging out. And it was so funny because I've never seen
other people experiencing us
through the lens.
Oh,
there were
wow.
like 3 other people and they kept being like, okay, sorry, is this what you people normally? Like, is this how you normally are? And I was like, unfortunately, you should come. It's worse than this. This is for your benefits. We're in public.
Yeah.
This is a public place.
Yeah.
You can't act.
It was crazy. But it was fun.
It's a lot of fun. And like, it's fun that carries you.
Yeah. Trust me. It actually is. Have people who love you and like wish you well around you often enough. And it doesn't have to be a production. People worry about that part too much. It doesn't have to be a production. If you're going to somebody's house, take something. If you're having people around, prepare something and tell them, okay, I've made rice and
like
stew.
This is what I have. And when what you have finishes, that's fine. That's it. But I really do want to say, have your people around you. A lot of the problems we have are exacerbated by our self-imposed loneliness. I'm not saying Nigeria isn't bad. And don't get me wrong. It's not to say that like people are not low. You can be.
Yeah, I
get that.
And adulthood is stressful.
I
Life
the point
is hard.
It's not as... So a lot of times, if it happens to me as well, I'm always like, oh, I want to do something.
No.
And a lot of times I'm just like, why don't if people just come to my house, is that not something?
What we did was a bigger version of what we do on Sunday.
Yeah.
Legitimately. Oh, people overthink. Oh, DJ. Oh, I did not have. People are insulting. My playlists are so weird. My friends were insulting me. I don't care. I want to see you and hang out with you. People are frantic. I don't have a present. They didn't ask you for a present. I want to see my friends on my birthday. I want to see you people. I want to catch up and I want you to meet my other friends.
Yeah, it was
and
really
talk
fun,
and enjoy yourselves.
I definitely ate entirely because obviously Ajoje's brunch, if you haven't been,
is insane. Our brunch is gorgeous.
Fekawa knows. See, the brunch was phenomenal. Yeah. It was actually beautiful. As I was eating, I was so happy because I was like, good food is insane.
That akara, wow.
My favorite thing was, it's really random. There were these like citrus honey bacon. I just said, when does my cook want to learn this one now? Which video can I show him that can achieve Oh no, it was beautiful. Yeah. Anyway, so I'd eaten, and then at Jola's house I ate like 3 times. It was a terrible thing.
The food was mad. Again, you can never go wrong with Rolayo. You can never go wrong with Ajemina. The only person who I normally order food from that I didn't was Fakewa. And it's because I know Fakewa's business is
no, she was already. In fact, she had fed us in the morning, so it was time.
But my friends who cater, their food is always
as in by the time incredible. I was going, I didn't see food to pack.
Yes. And that's the only hack I'll tell people. Please get food from a mid person. If you want food to remain in your house, let it be mid. But if you think in this economy, your friends are going to be demure, they're going to say, oh.
See, everybody was packing. Like when I say they were packing food, big Lagos, 4 packs. 5. Some of our friends were looking for foil up and down. Some of our friends
were saying, this is what my husband will eat tomorrow. My children.
It was really crazy. I kept saying the thing is, as a group, we have to start having shame, but it wasn't present.
They using shame
even cake. Do you know that the cake was not even cut that like you could eat it it was cut into foil straight because of hungry individuals who were very present. So the cake moved around as foil. No, I don't.
It was a great time, and I
had a lovely. Please, I want to tell you about one moment. So I was standing with Fakewa, and you guys, Jola came out of her kitchen. We were standing. We're just 12. This Fakewa.
Don't forget, Shalewa too was looking, and Shadi
standing here, and people on the other side. So Jola came out of her kitchen with a tray. All of us were using paper plates, so she came out with a tray, 7 tray. With a plate, proper cutlery. So from the kitchen, all of us were watching that. What could be happening? Is it possible that Jola is about to serve? I now looked around at all the men here. I said, no, now. Do you know that this is me, this Fakewa, and my brother was sitting here, and then Toby was sitting here, but Toby had a plate in his hand. So she was approaching this direction. I said, Toby's already eating. Me and Fakewa just said, Dekule. So she was getting closer and closer. She came and looked up at her. She was and literally, me and Fakewa were almost
it was crazy.
Forward. About to stop her that. Are you mad? She now sat down and started eating herself. All of us, you could hear
all the women in the room
were just like, we were just like,
Shalewa said, who is that food for?
You actually don't understand.
It was so funny.
I was so concerned that on her birthday, she was carrying a tray of food to serve. I said, I was now waiting. And the problem is, Dickley was not the only person.
She was looking expectant.
She sat down next to him. So he now looked up. I said, no, now. I said, it can't be. I said, but what could cause this to happen? And the thing that offended me was it was a proper plate. I said, okay, so the rest of us can eat on normal disposable plate. You now carried. It was so funny because you could see the eyes of all the women in the room just following her that, where's Jola carrying a tray to? Who does she want to give the food?
Do you know what is so funny? All the people, apart from my dad, all the men I'm close enough to serve food in a tray, I think if I gave... I'm trying to think. All our friends that were there,
everybody that was there would have wondered what was going on.
Even they would be like, what did I don't understand. Or what does she want? Like what she wants must be like it must be crazy. Like she's going to ask me to do jazz for her because it must be crazy.
No, you guys, I don't think you understand. Just imagine everybody was following that. Where is this story going to end? I couldn't believe it. I was about to say that it's on your birthday that you want to start doing foolish things.
No, I'm elderly now. Maybe I'm desperate for marriage. Okay. This season of I Said What I Said is brought to you by Coins by Bamboo.
Our resident fame.
Yes, and Coins by Bamboo is a remittance app that allows Nigerians in Canada send money back home to Nigeria. So if you're paying bills, taking care of family, donating to a cause, Coins by Bamboo, they for you.
If you also want to send money to me, you are free. Please. Also, they have a double-sided referral program. Ask me, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Okay, that means you, the referee, and you, the referrer.
Okay.
See what I did there? You will both get 10 Canadian dollars. If the person you refer does a transaction of up to 100 Canadian dollars within the first 30 days of them joining the app. So, you know,
nice.
Lovely times.
So you guys should use our referral code ISWIS. We're going to put the link in all the bios to sign up. And make sure you share and actually send the money so that we can all make
we can all make the referrals and we'll share it with you later. Well, Jola will contact her.
All right, guys, enjoy the episode.
Bye.
Let's do some dilemmas.
Okay.
I have one that's a bit long. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This person calls themselves Charles's birthday and FK's trip.
Lovely.
Says, hey guys, sorry, it's a bit long. Sorry for yourself, dear. So I'm currently on a few weeks of leave, which is very random. I've basically worked almost every single day for 2 years straight, minus public holidays. So my body was like, girl, sit down somewhere. While catching up on past episodes of the pod, I noticed a lot of women seem to talk about how their men don't give or how they don't get spoiled. And I thought, you know what, let me come with a different type of story. So me, I grew up in a very average Nigerian family. We weren't poor, but we weren't rich. Just there, managing like normal people. I've always been super independent. Like I've been holding myself down since I knew what adulthood meant. Also, in between all this adulting, before marriage is when I got diagnosed of a mental illness, which has its own medication and all that. Fast forward, I ended up marrying into quite a rich family, like proper connected. They own their own company type of rich. At first, it was sweet, but 2 years into the marriage, bam, major drama. Someone forged my signature to make it look like I was trying to scatter the family business. Guys, it turned into a whole investigation. Lawyers flying up and down. My husband left our house. It was madness. And even though deep down, I knew it was a setup, all the evidence pointed to me. Long story short, I got divorced. My job was gone too because, of course, the job was gotten through said connections after marriage. An upgrade from my pre-marriage job regarding money and professional exposure. I was left with about 11 million naira and a car, which I sold. So I packed my bag and moved to a different country. I started afresh, got a job, and because finding big madam jobs wasn't easy, it was through a small job that I met my now husband. Funny enough, he knew my ex. They moved in the same social circle, and he allegedly liked me from afar, but respected the fact that I was married. Fast forward yet again, we've been married for a couple of years, and honestly, it's great. But healing is a different kind of journey. Because of everything I went through, I have been very, very hyper-independent. I live in permanent flight mode. Like anything that feels too good, my brain is screaming, it's a trap, run. My husband, he's a crazy gifter. Like he buys me things just because. He'll buy me a new phone, even if the old phone is fine. Random land, jewelry, all that kind of stuff. But as for me, when he gives me something, I'm like, what for? Are you sure? I start overthinking and trying to look for ways to pay it back. He's noticed, obviously, and we've spoken about it. I'm working on it, but in addition to that, he sometimes does funny things. Like he'll tell my friends, if you can get her to collect or spend XYZ, I'll give you this. Of course, they gang up on me like it's a mission. We've had real conversations about it and about how sometimes this whole forgiveness via gifts feels like even more pressure. He's super patient and therapy has been helping me too. I'm learning how to stop seeing love and gift giving as a trap or a transaction. I love my husband very much and I know he loves me too. He listens to the pod with me as well. So yeah, that's the story. And for anyone out there struggling to accept good things because life has taught you to be your own everything, trust me, you're not weird, you're just healing. Thank you, Jules and FK. You might hear it so many times, but you're both amazing at what you do with the podcast. There's something about the way you bring such warmth and energy to it, like the color yellow, brightening everything. I hope to catch one of your live shows in the UK when I have some time off work, hopefully.
Oh, that's so cute. The message, you know.
Not the experience.
Yeah,
the message.
Girl, first of all, I'm so sorry about that first part. What? Sorry, this is proper espionage. Is it me or like, is this not normal behavior? Which one? Who is setting you up?
I'm about to say something interesting.
Okay.
Isn't it crazy that I said interesting because I don't know the word to use, but do you think that her husband, it was more believable that she's trying to steal from the company because she's from a lower social class?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the story they told themselves.
Yeah.
And that's
why it was so easy to believe, right?
I don't know why I think he was the one that set her up.
It doesn't matter who he was.
I don't think it matters. I think that's a
because I'm trying to imagine that if they were in the same social circle, it would be harder. He would just be like...
But also, I'm sorry. Again, I know that that's not where we're going because you've moved on. But I find a lot of things very wicked, right? And I think it's extremely crazy that your whole marriage falls apart on this very elaborate scheme of she's stealing from your company, blah. Like, do you get, I feel like we're in a movie. What's really going on?
No, but this is my thing. If your partner doesn't believe, if your husband...
That's what I'm saying. And my problem is that you got divorced because your husband is clearly not ready to fight.
Yeah, but then also if your
husband doesn't even believe you.
Yeah, if he has moved out of the house already, okay, let's say they prove it and you come back and I can't imagine then what?
My husband's family accusing me of stealing and my husband not being like, it's like all of you are not okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy that she's figuring it out. I'm happy
that and that
life ended up going.
I'm happy that life ended up going. Yeah, she found somebody else. All these things, but I'm really very pained by that first situation. It's very insulting.
Yeah, and of course, like your reaction is completely normal.
Your reaction is normal, and then you've now ruined my career. Me that I thought, okay, cool. Like, this is great. I've met somebody that their family is well off or whatever, and it's going to make all our lives better. And I find it very irritating. I don't know why. I'm finding it very irritating. Now, onto the second part. It's tough. But can I just point out, again, I'm happy that both her and the man are listening to this. I just want to say, my sister, so 2 people have married you.
Yeah, a fool.
I don't want us to... look... I know that you're healing. I don't want you to lose sight of the fact that not one, but 2 men with plenty money
have married you.
Write
a book, girl.
Look, you must stand on your anointing, my sister. Look, you are attracting the blessing.
Yes, okay? This is the real what they call
high value
nonsense.
Better package the way you walk, the way you make breakfast, the way you speak. Package it for the girlies because as you're saying a lot of things, I said, okay, noted. So I think, look, at the end of the day, they're clearly, fantastic or whatever people are, but it's good. I
even skipped some stuff. Like, she wrote some really nice things. Sorry, Mr. Husband. She wrote very nice things about you.
Okay, fair.
But that's not why we're here.
I think that as much as you're healing, it's 2 things because there is healing of the past, but a lot of times I feel like sometimes you allow healing of the past sort of scatter the present situation and you can't see it for what it is.
No, she said that they are dealing with it, so therapy and all that.
And so I think obviously that whole, even him trying to get her friends involved, I'm going to assume it's from a good place.
Yes.
It's from a place of like, tell this babe to live. Like, let's try and get her to live. And I don't know, it's probably time, but I would implore you to maybe try not to take too much time
to figure it out. Another thing I think
because you sort of weigh this situation down, which looks, from what you've said, good in and of itself, separate from
the last useless. I do think that another good thing that might help is on his end, starting off with like collaborative stuff. So there's something about being bought stuff you didn't ask for that for most people feels like, oh, I need to do something.
I think honestly, if you're not a thief,
yes,
if you're not a thief, there's a way people will gift you and give you that, especially if you're not used to that you're like, that there's like a sense of distrust, especially if you go and be a family like mine where there are places we go to that, when we're younger, I feel like a lot of Nigerians have this story that your mom is like, I don't understand why you're eating so much. Are you poor? Like, what is going on? Better if they offer the things that people offer you and you instinctively know that you have to say no.
Yeah,
this is too much.
Actually, it's Larry's mom. She made the most banging yam pottage. I don't know how to explain it. So she used to use yam, sweet potato, and potato. She would put like bits of turkey in it, chicken. It was, I can't explain to you guys. That yam pottage that's what Esau sold his birthright for. Mad. Now, as a child, they used to have to beat me to get me to eat.
Yeah,
I wasn't good at food. I was underweight for some time. Like, my parents would be so frantic because they are like, "Why not starving you? You come from a good home." If we go to Auntie Bosse's house and she has made this pottage, wow. First of all, everybody knew I don't eat a lot of food, so maybe she'll serve small. I'll be like,
you eat it.
I'll eat it. She now said, do you want more? I will never look at my parents. I will never make eye contact. With them. I'll say, auntie, if she say, okay, let me quickly go and get it for you. My parents will be staring at me hard. I don't give a damn. Beat me when you get home, please. Beat me when you get home. I'm ready to collect the cane. This pottage is too good. So I get what, like, there's sometimes that there are things that, but I would say even stuff like for our husband to say, if you are with someone and they say, do you like that? And you say yes, and they buy it, it's different.
It's different
than if they just brought something random.
I think he also has to like figure out that this thing is a bit jarring for her. Mm-hmm. And he might, nobody's saying you should stop getting your wife nice things. 100%. That's your bag. But I think for it to become a thing she also enjoys, maybe change your style. You know what I mean? You must change your style. I think that she needs a little bit more. It's like what you're saying. I think she needs a little bit more involvement. I don't know how you will go about achieving that, but I mean, do you know the thing? I like issues like this because this is a good problem.
It's a good problem.
This is a good problem where like both of you are just slightly not on the same, but it's even a good page. Normally we're on a stupid page.
Yes, sir.
And the two of you need to get out of the book. But normally we're on a very useless page. So I'm very happy that you found a good situation after a terrible one. And it sounds like you guys will figure it out.
Yeah, 100%.
Look, obviously listen to this podcast. So you're making good decisions. You know what I mean? You're making wise and good decisions. And I appreciate you on that note. There's one I want to read, which I find like, I don't know. I find things like casually a bit cruel.
Okay.
And I think things like this are very interesting. First of all, this person put their government name, and I always find that really funny. I wanted to read it because I just thought,
don't read the name. Please,
I'm just going to call you D. Once again, you put your full government name, so I can't even look up your LinkedIn. But that's an aside. I will do that, mind you. He says, my girlfriend likes Korean drama and K-pop. It irritates me a lot. What infuriates me more? First of all, you're using infuriate onto K-pop. You don't have any issue in life. What infuriates me more is that it's a language she can't speak and doesn't understand. To make it worse, she's obsessed with one of their artists and has him all over her social media as a fan. I understand if it was back in secondary school, but this woman is no longer a small girl. I'm worried I would be more irritated when we end up together, and I'm more worried it could be a deal breaker if we don't.
Please leave her alone.
Girl, you hate
leave
her.
Alone.
I'm sorry. We kill off. What? Do you know what? I'm so sorry. What's happening here? What's happening here? Of all the things about your babe, it's because she likes small K-drama. Then all of a sudden, what's your problem? Look, whatever is doing you need to say it.
He doesn't like her that much.
What is irritating you about her? You need to say, because I refuse to believe that it's because she is very passionate about K-pop and K-drama. Okay, so what?
Don't mind him. A big fool.
You don't. I'm sure. Do you know what? I'm sure there's somebody that half of their Twitter is about football. Highly irritating.
Leave him. Free her.
You don't like her that much. What are you telling me can be a deal breaker? You don't actually like her enough for what you're saying. And I don't like the high horse that you feel that you're on. You're worried about what it will be if you end up together. She's not in secondary school. She's finding pockets of joy, my dear. This life is not easy. If it's by the fan of BTS or whosoever that is giving her small joy, who cares?
So annoying.
I really don't like things like this because I'm just like, what's your problem? And it's irritating because she's your girlfriend. You're not making her feel bad because of K-drama. What do you mean it's a language you've never heard of? Foreign film.
And people do this a lot.
I don't like people that are irritating.
Women's hobbies are very often mocked. It's very annoying.
Also, it's because look, many men watch anime, which is also not in a language they understand. I just need you to wake up. Okay, it's not a big deal. It's actually, I heard my brother watching football that the La Liga or whatever is in Italian. I don't see the problem.
Is that Bundesliga, that German one?
No, I don't see the issue. And you people cannot hear what they're saying. My own point is just, if somebody is your partner and you find what they really like so irritating,
leave them.
Which one is when we don't end up together. Go and find somebody that likes English things. Like you. I just also think you don't have many things going on in your life for this to be a focus of your... Look, I promise you, there's something that is irritating you about the girl. You don't want to say it. And now you're using... This is a very lame excuse. And I think it's highly annoying.
Yeah.
I just think it's somehow. You have to get over it. And there's nothing she has to change about what she likes. You met her there. What's your business?
And it's so harmless. That's the thing that's annoying me.
I'm sure he has said this thing to her. Oh, you're not in secondary school. It's so irritating.
It's so harmless.
Keep it absolutely... There are many babes that don't watch K-drama. Go and fall in love with them. That's my best advice to you. My best advice is, because you're so worried that it will be a deal breaker, break the deal. Break everything. Then go and fall in love with somebody that only watches English programs. Okay?
Okay, up next we have... Jola's drumstick, who says, sorry, I have a relationship issue. I've been dating this guy for a bit, and on our third date, he invited me to hang out with his friends. I thought, oh, okay, cool. It'll be fun to get to know the people in his life. But when I got there, I realized some of his friends were apparently there with their girlfriends, not their wives, and the whole vibe was unhinged. I didn't say anything at the time, but I started feeling like maybe I was being set up to be part of some sort of side chick situation. The whole thing felt extremely weird when I realized no one was even acknowledging the fact that these guys were married, but they were out here with their girlfriends. It just didn't sit right with me. I tried to keep my cool, but I couldn't. I lied that my roommate forgot her key and eventually ghosted him. Now he's been texting and calling, and I don't know if I should explain myself or just free.
Just tell him.
Yeah, you should tell him.
Yeah, tell him that I don't want to be in a side chick club.
Yeah.
A club of side chicks.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in this club. Yeah. That's all. And you're like, I'm not going to be comfortable hanging out with your friends. Why didn't you hang out with me when your friends were with their wives?
You're not being extra. You're not being somehow.
Yeah, and that's what my question. Yeah. You wanted me to meet all your friends. Why didn't you hang out with me on the day that you people are either on your own or they're like, what's going on? I don't think it's anything that deep for you to say. Let me not lie to you. That was a very somehow.
I would actually also read it as one of three situations. I'm an actual side chick, so I'm with my peers.
That would actually be my first.
That's my first thought. My second thought is he's trying to set me up he's trying to prepare my mind for the kind of life he's about to live. So even if he marries me, you
already know what's going on.
You know how it's going on. And then the third thing
he doesn't rate me enough to even pretend like
he doesn't have discernment.
Because I feel like if you have a new babe, you're trying to put your best foot forward. And if it doesn't occur to you that actually this is a weird situation, I should probably not bring her around my friends when they're doing this rubbish, so that you can even form, I'm not like them, I'm so different. I'm this and that.
Very odd.
So personally, I don't think it's that deep that you can't bring up. And then it's what he says that you take like that. I think
we have some sweet marriage. I don't know if married people keep writing.
Do you know what? I think marriage people love writing to us. That's actually what I think. I think that there's nothing they love more than our opinion because it has no stakes. Zero. We don't have husband somewhere that is waiting to say, why did you say that?
Okay, this person is ex.
Oh wait, I have one as well before you go into the marriage. You guys are writing plenty things these days.
Yes, so. long tales, stories.
Let me not.
They will do introduction, body, and conclusion.
Yeah, okay. FK's bestie says, hi, Jola and FK and the guest, if any. Lovely pod. Thanks for all the giggles you share with the community. So welcome. You people should help me say this matter. I have a best friend of about 8 years. And when we were both doing our undergraduate degrees in Nigeria, I always spoke about how I'd prefer to marry someone from my tribe. This was particularly because I have cousins from other tribes and I see how lost they are alongside their moms during large family gatherings, as we mostly speak our native language. She said I was tribalistic and I hated other tribes. I tried to explain that if I was going to spend the rest of my life with somebody else, I would rather have my kids and I fit into the family at family events and whatnot. Anyway, fast forward to 5 years later, we both live in America, have amazing husbands, and we see each other frequently. We always prayed for this. Now, my best friend's father-in-law was celebrating his 70th birthday and they all went home to Nigeria to celebrate, as it's quite a big party. Ever since she arrived at their family village house, she's been ranting to me about how she feels out of place and everybody keeps speaking her husband's native language to her and expecting her to understand. She said nobody even cares if she understands or not, and they keep going on with their language. She complained to her husband and he's like, he can't really do anything about it, but he'll encourage them to speak English whenever she's around. She feels somewhat insecure and asks what I think. I played the I told you so card. Because I really told this babe years ago and now she's upset that I'm being insensitive. Am I the one speaking another language to you, or why are you upset at me? Am I a bad person for using the I told you so? Absolutely.
Yes.
Because this babe has stopped talking to me because of this. Let me not lie that so somehow. Okay?
Do you know what's so odd?
Look, why will you do that?
So at the time you guys were probably having that first discussion,
she was probably single.
She was probably dating the guy.
Oh, this friend?
Yes. I'm feeling a way. Let me tell you something. There's a way someone reacts to something.
Yeah, that is not normal.
It's not normal. Like the thing is pinching you more. So if my friend says, oh, I'd rather marry an Igbo man, I don't think of them as tribalistic. I understand like creature comfort. It's different if they say, I can't stand Yoruba people or I can't stand Igbo people.
If you're saying, I would rather marry somebody that speaks the language of my family, and you're not saying, oh, I hate Hausa people, I hate Yoruba people.
Thank you.
I'm like, you know what? If that's your bag, fair enough.
Yeah.
Like whatever it is. And obviously, and the thing about it is, I think we should all stop being naive. You know when people are being tribalistic.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Thank you.
when the undertones are, when you start saying things like, I can never be with one of those people, there's always undertones. But if your point is that,
you know how they are.
Yeah, all those, you know how they are. Or when they introduce you to someone, oh, you know how those people are. Then you start knowing that, okay, this is somehow. But if I tell you that I'd rather marry someone who speaks Yoruba, that if I don't find someone who speaks Yoruba, cool. But I would rather that me and my husband can gossip.
Yeah.
When other people are there.
Yeah.
You know? Now, let me tell you what's irritating me. Time has passed. 5 years has passed. You people have even left this unfortunate place. You've moved to America. Everything is so lovely. You people are acting out friends. All these living single chairs. You all live together. Everybody's hanging out, seeing everybody. Now your self-proclaimed best friend has gone home and she's telling you something that is quite frankly irritating.
Yeah.
Husband is even trying to be nice about it. That, okay, sorry, they should speak English. You two, you know they're not going to speak English, whatever. It's you couldn't wait. You couldn't wait to rub it in her face. Something from 5 years ago, and you're asking me if you're the bad. You are the bad person. If it's me too, I will not talk to you because, first of all, I hate rubbish. And also, you're not a baby. So let me tell you the truth. If you're asking me if you're the asshole, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't want you to mistake it.
I think it was also, quite frankly, unkind. If you're in someone's village where they don't speak your language, first of all, I don't know many Nigerian women who are 100% comfortable around in-laws that they can communicate with excellently. You're now in a space where your anxiety is that... You don't
understand what they're saying.
I don't know what they're saying. I can't even be of... Let's say you want to even perform eye service. I can't be of use. I can't be of help. I can't build...
They're not even trying.
Okay, but they can't even try. Most village, what are we speaking English for?
Yeah.
When I go to Elisha, when last did I go there?
That was my next question.
They speak Ijesha. They don't even speak what's Lagos Yoruba. They speak Ijesha. It's a dialect. Am I going to get there and start saying, English or the normal Yoruba, please? No, they speak their dialect.
Now,
if I'm messaging Feikemi and I'm like, do you know that half of what they're saying, I can't understand and
then I'm telling you, I told you to learn Ijesha. What's going on?
What's that?
First of all, are we understanding the point of friendship?
Also, again, I hate when people behave childish in that you don't understand undertones. If you don't understand what anybody around you is saying, but you have zero anxiety, you are fine.
Yeah. Like if you're happy that you can't hear what they're saying,
if you know what a lot of Nigerians say, so her anxiety as a Nigerian woman married to a man outside of her culture, it is not unfounded for her to come and say, oh.
And also, please, I want us to all be realistic. You know they're talking about her.
Like mad. They can't send her on errand. If they can't ask her to do anything.
I'm telling you, because if it's me, that's what I'll be saying. Wait, whoa. So, whoa now. And if it's even like my brother, I'll be laughing that, oh yeah, see the situation that we're in now.
No, I think that was really unkind.
She's messaging you. You're supposed to be the one gossiping with hands. I don't mind them. You know, all these things. But you know the thing, you could even bring it up. First of all, you don't bring it up while she's still there. It's when she comes back that, if it's me, when she comes back that it's like, I didn't tell you this thing. But not in the moment. And when she's actually complaining about the problem. I don't like when people pretend like they can't read the room. You know what you're doing. You're now saying, is it me that is not talking to you in your language? Please stop.
Sorry, I don't even fully believe the tone of the message. Because again, like I'm saying, I can say I don't understand. There is a different, we're old enough to know what Nigerian in-law relations are like, Nigerian tribal issues are like, to know that somebody isn't just saying, oh, if I go to my friend's house, I have friends from all over the country. I have friends whose parents don't really speak English when they are home. I've never felt uncomfortable.
Never ever, because they don't try to make me feel uncomfortable. Because
I also know that
We've been to people's weddings inside their village and their parents will still... Yes. Their family members are still, and they're talking to themselves, cool, but if they're talking to you, they're still trying to make it like, oh, okay. And that's just how it is normal. And if you come to my house and you don't speak, nobody's going to be speaking Yoruba to you. It's ridiculous.
No, but what I'm trying to even get at is that if you're in a space where people don't speak the language you speak, but there's an undertone that makes people worry. What I'm trying to say.
And that's because she's their in-law. There's anxiety. Don't forget the context of the 70th birthday party. He's, things are meant to be going on. His father is having his 70th birthday. There's a role she's meant to play. And we all know what this thing is. So you understand the context that she's complaining to you in. And it is a bit cruel for you to be bringing up, I told you so from 5 years to make your point. It's also a bit more ridiculous that you're acting like you're surprised that she's upset. So I don't know what you want from us here, but you can't get it. Right to another place.
Yes, so
where they will tell you you are right. Next time she should not do that. As for me, I just think, look, is she your best friend? I think you are insensitive. I think you are still being quite insensitive, even with this little message that you've written now. It's on a high horse. I want you to get down.
Yeah.
So if I were you, I would tell your friend that you're very sorry and sometimes you do stupid things. Okay? She should not be annoyed.
She should not be annoyed.
She should not be annoyed. Come and be know that everything is going to be okay. She should not be annoyed. And tell her that, look, your husband's family, they're ugly anyway. So.
Okay. Up next, we have X-Free since 2009, who says, hey, regal woman. Yes. I'm in my mid-40s, currently in my second marriage, and quite frankly, I'm exhausted.
There's a lot of marrying twice happening.
My ex-wife, who I haven't spoken to in over 13 years, recently got pregnant. Great for her. Our kids are grown and there's no reason for us to not be at peace. Somehow, my current wife has made it her full-time job to bring it up. It started as casual commenting, but now it's a daily broadcast. She's emotionally invested and I'm the one paying the price. I have children with my current wife as well, so I'm genuinely confused about where this is coming from. I've tried to reassure her. I've tried to ignore it. I've even tried humor, but nothing is working. I don't know if this is jealousy or misplaced energy, but I'm tired. That's his dilemma.
I think this man is just the way he wrote this stuff. What is going through his legislative, but I just think this is so funny. I'm trying to understand what the point is.
Why his wife is
I'm trying to like figure out what would be my reason for giving a damn about your ex-wife being pregnant.
I don't know.
Okay, so
no, that's the thing. He's also confused.
That's what I'm saying. Me too. I'm joining him because now where I am, I'm joining him, and I'm actually I don't want to advise anything. I'm trying to think of like a possible reason why that woman is interested in that lady's pregnancy. Does she believe it's his own?
I don't know. Or is she jealous?
I don't think. Is she jealous?
It's
of
so
what?
odd. Of
they
what?
Have kids.
Does she want to get pregnant?
They have kids.
Does she want more?
They have kids.
Like, does she want more? Like, why is she bringing this up?
They have kids. Not only do they have kids, he has kids with the other woman. What
she's in mental competition with her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love this. She's made it up in her mind that they're competing. So fire for fire. She has to have last child.
She has to be the most fertile, the more fertile one.
She has to be the more fertile.
She got the ex. She has more babies.
Probably this foolish boy told her congratulations.
Who's he congratulate her?
Maybe that's what's happened.
I'm very offended if my ex-husband doesn't congratulate me.
I can't lie. In fact, I'm making it a point to send it to him that I'm also pregnant again. It's not yours, but just goes to show.
You try to take all the fruitfulness from my life.
And here we are today.
Yeah.
I feel like if I had an ex-husband, I had a very foolish relationship with him. Where every good thing that happened, you see, I left you, now I'm pregnant.
Yeah, I don't know. That's very odd.
I think Debbie's right. That it's a weird... Have you ever been in that situation where you're in mental competition with somebody? It doesn't fit me.
Yes.
It doesn't fit me.
I didn't realize
especially
for a little while.
Ex, you know why? Because I'm so deluded.
No, I didn't realize that's what it was. And then I was so shy. It was a quick turnaround thing, but I was so shy.
It's never happened to me. It's happened to me in other contexts in life. But it's never happened to me in context of a guy and his ex because I'm always so deluded. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, with me. Who is that?
Oh, didn't know me this one was. It wasn't even a real relationship.
No, it's never a real relationship.
Yeah.
People think that like intense things that have happened to me in relationships have never been with people that like I can officially say outside.
Oh, that's my boyfriend.
Yeah, it's always a secret relationship.
Oh God,
that a lot of life lessons have been learned. So I just feel like I don't know. I think the most sensible angle we have is this mental competition angle, but it's weird, and I think she needs to look into it. Yeah, the problem is if he tells her she needs to look into it, that's going to become a whole thing.
No, he needs to tell her that this thing she's doing is odd.
See, if it's your partner of many years, there's some point that you have to say, come, let me
you have to say that this thing
let me not lie to you. The way you're behaving is actually somehow.
Yes.
What's the issue?
Like, he has to be able to say...
He has to be able to say, like...
what's going on over here?
Sis, it's okay. Yeah. It's actually fine. Like, say your mind. What's it that you want to achieve here? Do you want the baby? They have kids. I don't know why I keep saying this, but I keep imagining that he has 2 kids, 1 place, 3 kids, another place. That's already 5. How could she want to bring another one?
I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting one.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear my final dilemma?
Yeah, I think I have.
Okay, read one.
Boys and girls, please, we've come here today with a request. We've come to beg you. We are on our knees.
Yeah.
Don't forget that we're sitting down. Just imagine it with your mind. Please, they said, you people, you always ask us for many things. Like now, Beyoncé won a Grammy. They said, oh, have her on the podcast. Okay, no, good and fine. But how do we want to have her when you don't want to subscribe? You don't want to share the podcast? You don't want to download? What are the other things they do again?
Everything.
Follow, what again? Comment, and what again?
Everything.
All the things.
Just do what you're supposed to do.
Do the things, and then we'll have Beyoncé. Very simple.
Yeah.
Okay?
I even made a song. Do you want to hear my song?
That's not the video we're doing right now. Okay,
it matters.
See.
Because I need to clear my throat. Let me make sure that is in order.
You don't remember the song?
No, I want to make sure it's in order.
Of what?
Like, share, subscribe, and comment if you're not a bastard, because it's important. That's another song.
That's the whole song.
That's the whole song.
Okay, there's no chorus, hook.
No need.
Bridge.
I'm somebody that I like to be brief, succinct. Tell them what to do. Let them get it in one go. See, you are talking. I did one line. But yeah, guys, you know what to do.
Please.
Yeah.
Do all the
things.
It's important.
And then they want Beyoncé to come to a podcast with 40,000 subscribers.
Thank you. When you people will not subscribe. See,
lunatics.
Sometimes you really upset me. Because we're going up and down. Oh, we're the biggest. Only for you to open there, we don't have up to 40,000 people. What is it? What's the essence?
All right, guys, enjoy the rest of the episode.
Don't let us be disgraced as a community, please. Don't let us be disgraced, please. I think I have one because I'm very passionate about this subject.
God.
Very passionate.
I'm sure this is going to be a stupid thing.
It's not actually stupid. It's just I'm very passionate about people not doing it. And this is why. Because if you were not in the situation, you won't write this dilemma.
Okay.
I miss you syndrome.
Oh, God.
Hi, Jolly Baby and FK. Happy big birthday, Jola. Happy birthday, Big Jola. Sorry.
Okay.
To my dilemma, I'm in a long distance relationship and it's shorty. If you're not in a long distance relationship, will you write?
Oh, yeah. I'm in a long distance relationship and what happened?
And it's new. Now, I've never liked to be one. You see it? But he's a good guy and we like each other, but almost exclamation. We've used I miss you to kill ourselves. He's a student in Canada and it will take close to 2 years to get his PR. How the hell would I survive without it? Let me see. This thing has wrapped again. How the hell will I survive without him? Okay. Hold on. I know what it meant by doing long distance, but I really thought I could do it. Can you give tips to spice up the relationship? Thank you. I can't because I'm vehemently against such things.
Yeah.
But what do you have for them?
She's going to hear that advice and say, gods of our land, this cannot be.
Are you crazy?
Gods of our land. Bruh, I don't know. I just think...
I don't know. I know how people spice up long distance relationships. I don't mean to discourage you. I do mean to discourage you. But I also don't mean to discourage you. But like, you can do the things people... Look, let me tell you the problem with long distance. All you have is your phone.
That's all.
And like other things. You guys can do all these things. Look, I have a friend in a long distance relationship and honestly, the amount of effort they put into the thing, I'm always laughing. Because the other day, they ordered one box. That in the box, it has the ingredients. You cook the same thing. Me, I'll cook the same thing. Then we'll video call cooking the same thing. I just talk kilo 5.
Is she in Nigeria? That's how our gas will finish.
No,
Imagine.
She's actually in England. He's the one here. It's so irritating. It's actually so irritating.
Imagine trying
they cook the same thing and then they do this thing where like they will watch
together.
A movie together.
Oh.
Like they use like
what used to be Netflix party, where they both will watch the thing at the same time. They will eat dinner, but like they like to eat the same thing together. Highly irritating.
Yeah, good luck to everybody.
You know, and there's a lot of like phone situations. You know what I mean?
No,
there's a lot of phone sex situations that they've been trying out, but it doesn't work.
Sorry.
Let me tell you why.
Sorry, no, fake me. No. How do you try phone sex?
Let me explain to you. They've tried different things.
Oh, hello. Oh, is it different voice tones? How do you try?
Do you want me to explain to you or you don't?
Okay, sorry.
Okay, good. This is what she told me. And I won't tell you that this story, she told this to me in frustration. Not as a happy story.
Okay.
As a, my dear, if I see my phone one more time. Because let's tell you the truth, last time she came to that, and her face out, she just said, oh, she's supposed to be having sex now. I said, but yeah, in my house. I know. I've told him that I have to go home, I'm coming. I said, sis, I don't think this is actually a conducive environment. Just imagine that. Okay, I'm going home now. I'm coming. Just wait. That boy has probably oiled his chest.
Holding his privacy.
That guy probably has already lit a candle.
He's holding his phone like this.
Started playing Miguel. It's unfortunate.
Sorry, I'm coming now.
And you know what was killing me? Her phone rang. She just said, oh, God. I said, what I'm supposed to be having sex right now. I said 6 hours. I'll have to go home. I said to do what? She have an appointment. These are weekly appointments. Oh my God. And I just thought, this is actually awful.
This is the real gods of our land.
Anyway, she said that they've tried different things. They've tried role play. They've tried like joint toy play. She has a toy. He has a toy. But like the thing is not syncing in terms of the timing.
Is it with MTN? Did that data also finish?
Also, can I tell you what's so crazy? Imagine you're in the middle of a role play. Maybe at this point, you're the naughty nurse, you're supposed to do something. And what did you say?
I said, Shomak Barbera or not? Will you take this injection or not? He now says, sorry.
Let me turn on my Wi-Fi. I'm coming. Oh, you guys, look. It's actually, is it IPNX you want to use to do? No, it's not gonna work. And then they obviously in pictures, all these things, they do all these things. But like, it's long.
Yeah. So in our friendship group, Fake me and Sean are the most against.
I'm sorry. I'm actually sorry. I'm sure I love your love. I think it's crazy.
I think it's also.
I personally believe that I've already met one of the people that could potentially be my soulmates, and the main problem is that they don't live in this country. And every time we talk to each other, we're just like, "Look, we can't do this thing."
Please, is it because of podcast you don't want to marry? But I leave this place.
It's not by. I don't want to do that. Place is in. I don't want to do what they're doing there. Everywhere is so bright.
So you want to be doing? I wish you were here.
That's why I didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
I don't wish anyone was here.
Just wait till my father hears of this. I'm so sorry for you. He's going to call you and lecture you so bad.
People in my family are already lecturing me.
I say, is this a foolish friend they are following?
The last time he came for like 3 days, and unfortunately, one of my family, my auntie met him. It was very unfortunate. And she was just like, I don't understand. And the stupid boy, who we discussed that we both don't want to do, was not saying, Auntie, tell her. I said, yeah, it can, yeah. But anyway, my point is that, let me tell you the way that they made it work. They both decided that the best plan they have is to make enough money that they can be flying up and down. And that's what they do now.
I think
they try to see each other every like 7 weeks, something like that.
Do you think it's a good risk to break up if you both?
I don't think they should break up.
No, wait. Now let me finish. Do you think it's a good? Not them. Is it a good risk to be like, look, we can't be together at the moment, and it's frustrating both of us. If you now say, oh, let's break up, will you be happy with somebody else? Or like is the pain?
As I'm now, am I happy?
Okay.
What have you seen so far? You answer, what have you judged the situation?
I used to mind my business.
Who else again now?
I mind my business, please. Don't ask me any stupid questions.
No, what I mean is that I just think if that's not what you want, then that's not what you want.
Yes, but is the pain of the long distance worse than the pain of a breakup?
Which of it?
And that's what I'm wondering, because when people ask us, oh, what should I do? What can we do? I'm just saying, okay,
let's see. You can do, you're there, you're stuck. You have to start saying all these things on the phone. That's it.
Okay. Fekemi has given you her advice.
I think tips and tricks.
I will go back to gods of our land.
Tips and I think, let me tell you something. Is you that wants to spice it up? Is you that knows how to spice it up? Enter ChatGPT. Ask 10 ways to spice up long distance.
ChatGPT is good.
I'm telling you, very good. Enter 10 ways to spice up long distance relationship. Depending on your level of spice. Medium spice, spicy, very spicy. Lemon and honey. These are the options that you have available. It's like Nando's. Very spicy, mild, spicy. Put it into ChatGPT. But look, don't listen to me. You're already in a relationship. I think you have to figure out how it works for you.
Yeah.
Personally, I also think that, again, this from my friend, they no longer do this I miss you thing. They think it frustrates the situation. Because they're just like, look, I can't see you. And like,
so we say,
what you did now is annoying.
Like, let's say you forget now. You want to say, say what happened? Say that thing we're not supposed to say. Sorry.
That's ridiculous.
Why?
That's a crazy way to go about it.
What if you forgot?
No, her point is just, after a while, what do they gain? They know they miss themselves. You can't say every day because at the end of the day, it's just adding to the issue. So they celebrate what they can gain from afar or something. That
like the spice.
Say carpe diem.
Okay.
That's what they do. So you also do carpe diem.
Don't worry.
And then they plan a lot of stuff. If that guy is around, you can't see her.
Oh, that's fair.
You can't see her. They've over planned so many stuff. They are into planning things. But like, I don't know. Again, I'm not a good person to advise you on this because I actually can't physically do it. But maybe Jola can help.
I cannot too. I cannot. I actually can't. I don't know.
I actually don't know what you can do. Yeah. I can't lie to you. I don't know what you can do. And you're the one in night, so you're even in the worst place.
Yep. So sorry about that.
If you were the one abroad, there's even things you can do just in your life, just to entertain yourself. You day Lagos like this. I don't know. It's tough.
So sorry.
You say he's a student. I'm assuming that two of you don't have money to be flying back and forth a lot. So I think for me, the only type of long distance relationships that I see work really well is when they can see each other
often
enough. So like, even if it's every 6 weeks, 2 months, but like they shall know that this is only for this amount of time. Mm-hmm. But when it's like 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
Sorry that this is not helpful.
Yeah. Maybe people. Really I'm sure that there are people in the community.
And you know what? Other people should advise you that are not us because
so people who are in this situation and are figuring it out, please write in the comments. Thank you so much.
And please, if you live in America, please stop messaging me. I hate it.
Okay, so now you're international.
No, it's just a lot of men moving to live in America. I think it's somehow.
Okay, what she's trying to say is she won't mind Benin Republic, Ghana, Togo. That's what you said now.
I know.
Ivory Coast, Lomé.
That's what I said. I just said that please let's try and keep it local.
Okay, Ibadan.
I can never date anybody from Ibadan.
Okay, who told you?
Let me tell you, Jude.
What if he has a big cocoa farm?
What?
He's wealthy.
How does that mean he's wealthy?
Cocoa farm?
In Ibadan.
Okay, be there. You don't know anything. You think it's only people that are in California that have money. Okay, final one. TD who says, "Hi ladies, nice work. My wife and I were meant to sort out our marriage."
So somehow, can you see women saying,
"Oh, I love God, you. You are the sun, moon, and stars."
TD said, "Thumbs up. Nice work. Keep it up, girls."
Okay, he says, "Hi ladies, nice work. My wife and I were meant to sort out our marriage registry here in the UK, but something went wrong with the initial process. Paperwork issues. It wasn't a big deal at the time, just something we needed to fix and reschedule. However, since then, she's been completely avoiding it. Every time I bring it up, she changes the subject. When I suggest a new date or ask if we should sort it out together, she says we'll talk later or just goes quiet. At first, I thought she was tired or overwhelmed, but weeks have passed now and nothing. I won't lie, I'm scared. This is someone I love deeply. We've been through so much. I've introduced her as my wife as we've done the traditional bits. Our families are involved, but now I feel like I'm begging her to marry me all over again. I don't even know how to ask, do you still want this? Because I'm scared of her answer. I'm trying not to overthink, but the silence is loud. Damn.
You have to ask her if you want it.
Big in a big.
You use the best in your voice in a big and immediate way because
the way she's operating, there's something going on.
Yes.
And if like two of you are whining yourselves if you don't ask her, you need to ask her because I don't understand. You had a date, okay, cool, it went wrong. The next thing is to reschedule it now. If she's avoiding the issue,
something is very wrong.
And something is very wrong. So
either she doesn't want...
big boy, you have to...
No, something is very... Either she doesn't want to get married anymore.
Something is wrong.
Legally. Or her papers aren't settled.
Something is...
something is wrong.
Guy, you need to sit down. And I know that you're afraid that the answer might be bad about your marriage, but it's better you find out
this
today.
Limbo.
It's better you find out now than you find out. That's very scary. That's very, very scary because you're already getting married. Like the date has already even come.
Traditionally, they are married.
Yeah.
You're married.
The registry date has even already arrived. So I'm sorry that's the situation. That's actually, that's a wild one. But this thing you're doing where you're bringing it up lightly, you need to ask point blank, like, what's going on here? Maybe don't say, are we getting married or not?
No, you should ask her straight up. Do you not want to marry me anymore?
Like what's going on?
What's happening?
What's going on? Because this is very strange behavior. So I'm sorry if it doesn't go
Again, this thing with casual cruelty. Why would you be doing this to your partner? I don't get it, Fakemi. I don't get it. Like, I think people think we're wicked, which we are. Because we laugh all the time at men and women in different situations. But what I've never understood is like casual cruelty with intimate partners.
But I'm gonna try and I think she's probably whatever it is.
What did she see that?
No, it's the
first
same
bit
thing.
As a sign.
It's the same thing. It's always the same thing. You don't want to be the bad guy.
She's bad already.
She is, but you don't want to be the person saying this is why I don't want to do our marriage registry. For whatever the reason is, you have to say it. They're already married traditionally anyway.
But this is why I don't want to legally be bound to you forever.
In the UK. So she needs to say her mind, and my guy, you need to ask her straight up. This is not the time for this dilly-dallying.
Love is so raggedy.
It's so raggedy because something that you have to do. Yeah. You're now feeling shy because you're afraid. To be honest, he's afraid of the answer.
Of course. And the fact that he's afraid of the answer
is a great sign.
A big sign.
Yeah.
It's a big sign.
Yeah.
It's a big sign.
So sorry about it. That's a weird one. That's a weird one. Yeah. That's a weird stage for cold feet to start coming out after we've already gotten married.
Unless maybe, do you think the most positive thing I can think of is maybe she took the first cancellation as like a weird thing and is a bit like,
I'm gonna hope that's what
it is.
I hope that it freaked her out.
Yeah.
And she's just freaking out.
And she just needs a bit more.
But then again, I can't imagine like having done a trad, about to be legally married to someone and not being able to say, let me know, like, this thing is freaking me out. Why would our marriage registry dates cast?
But you're also pretending like we don't know enough actual human beings to know how complicated people are. Like people are very, very complicated.
That's a fact.
And the kind
it's
of
not that straightforward.
Yeah, the kind of things that people now choose to hold on to, how they behave, that's just so...
It's possible that the same way you don't want to come out and say it outrightly to her, whatever it is, she doesn't want to come out outrightly and say it to you. But in this case,
she's the one doing the hold up. She's the one doing the hold up.
And I think this level of uncertainty is very jarring, especially about this. Like, it's very limbo. It's such a weird thing.
It's so weird.
Because it's not that when you were proposing to her, she didn't answer.
Yeah. I also have something very important to say. We're getting to the end of the podcast, but I can't let this go. Beyonce's tour starts today.
I'm so pleased about this situation. You guys, unreal. This is one of those things that, like, in my life, normally, look, there are times where the price of chicken might make me annoyed that I say I'm not eating chicken this week. Beyonce's tour, I don't know what she's done. It's the only time I can never count that cost. There's no way it cannot be worth it. None. It doesn't actually matter. One of my
big regrets is not going for the Renaissance tour.
Me too. Look, I have been to Barcelona to see Beyonce. I've been to Paris to see Beyonce because there was no London tickets. I don't mind. I want you to understand that I don't. When people are always saying, no, it's expensive. I say, okay, no problem. It's true. You knows what you want to use your money for. Me, I've already decided. They're like, yeah, but won't you be broke after? Okay, no problem. No problem. Who told you that? Everybody has their the way they do their things.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, but I feel like this is the second to the last one. I feel like after this, there's one more tour.
Yeah, and she's going to, at best, we'll get residencies.
I don't think Beyonce is going to do 16. No, she's not. No. I think she's going to sign out and then she'll do like Adele.
Yeah, residencies.
She'll do Vegas for like a bit and then she's clocked out.
Yeah.
I really think that's the way this is going to go. Like Mariah. I think she's going to come out like on top and like the way that an artist is singing up and she's not going to do it.
No, I don't think so.
She's not going to do it. So I just feel like that baby's edging. She's warning us that, dearly beloveds, if like, don't do this thing. That Act 3, she's like, no problem. If you like, I feel like there'll still be one after Act 3. But I'm not sure that she's going to keep going. And
no, I don't think
because of that, I'm like, look, anything that there is, I'm there.
Yep.
This is what money is for.
But to spend it.
If I can't buy Beyoncé
there was a
ticket,
topic. There's a topic I wanted to talk about, but now I've forgotten. And maybe that's fine. I don't I don't know now. I've forgotten.
Are you not older and wiser?
No.
Yeah, I knew it.
It's kind of boring, isn't it?
I kind of gauged that actually.
It's very boring.
From yesterday, I thought,
it's very, very boring.
Doesn't look likely.
Also, some of the people that I invited to that house should not have come. Because they brought me red wine. I don't drink this stuff. I'll give it to Debbie and FK. But I don't drink this. And I just thought, and none of them that brought that red wine ate less than 2 meats. None.
They just used it to empty their house. Wait, I know she won't have it, but let me just...
Nobody.
Let me as if I didn't bring anything.
Nobody. None of them that did that rubbish ate less than 2 meats.
There are a lot of strange liquors left after my birthday, let me not lie.
People
are... I said, if it's you, will you drink this?
That bring a bottle. You have to know
it's
the friends
very bad because it's all those things that they give in hamper that they always bring. I'm just like, which one is peach kinikon liquor again? So I don't know. Actually, to be fair, I also had a topic that
And you can't remember?
Yeah.
Do you have any Q2 goals?
Q2 goals?
Yeah.
I already said it now last time. I'm trying to be more like intentional.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually have another very big Q2 goal, which makes me feel kind of awkward.
What?
I need to start like talking about my business publicly.
Yeah.
It's a very big goal because time after time, people are always telling me, your mates are not doing anything. See, they're always making plenty noise.
Yeah, you should.
And also because like, I just feel weird. I'm like, this is a different platform, but a lot, like now I'm trying to hire. And before I just thought, let's keep everything separate. But now I'm just like, well, is the audience you have that you take out? So I'm trying to figure the whole thing out.
Yeah.
But it was actually John that called me. I was like, you have to be a serious person. It's like, you actually have to be. Like, I hate the way you behave. So I'm going to be
more open
a
about
serious
that.
person about the recycling. People always message me and I'm just like...
I want to become strong.
How? Like physically?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know the thing? I've been meaning, Mayo must be so irritated.
I want my abs to come out.
Every 2 weeks, I message Mayo Fit that I'm ready to work out. Once he books me like this, I'm not ready to work out. Then when he has stopped answering me, I always call him, I'm so ready to work out. Till now, David has not seen me in a gym, not once.
I want to become physically strong.
The other day, he said I should come at 5:30. I said, even you two, you're not ready to work out.
In the morning?
Just, that's what he said. I said, what do you mean? I don't have to go to work. So it's really awkward.
5:30? That's crazy,
That's
baby.
really crazy. I'd rather be fat.
That's crazy. That is crazy, baby.
I'd rather my stomach was big.
That is crazy.
5:30 is so insane to me. I'm like, and you know, yesterday I was like, I actually look good. I mean, fine, babe, is regardless. So who has lost out? Nobody.
Okay, now that Fekemi has said that, I'm not going to admit to you guys where the strength is coming. Because I had to tell Fekemi because I couldn't take it. Somebody called me the fat version of my mommy.
Oh my God, Jesus. I'm feeling somehow.
Did I tell you?
No. Yes, she did.
I told you now.
We had the discussion.
And this shock that she had the same, because it is that crazy.
That's actually an insane thing to say.
Okay, it's rude, Abby. It's rude, Abby. You used to sit down and think if people are still here telling me it's rude. This is why women deceive each other so much.
That's actually very rude.
Oh, is that all you people could? Do you know how this is how you know your friends are wicked? Not necessarily it's a lie. They just say it's rude. They didn't say it's a lie. You see why God will send somebody to you. Your friends will not start saying, oh, that is rude. That is somehow. They will say the truth. Thank you. Not broken. Now that I've said this, now you remember.
You actually knows fat.
I'm not arguing with you. Do you see I did not argue? Even with the person that said this, I did not argue. I'm not arguing with anybody. Mayor, I see you on Monday. I'm not arguing with any fucking body. Okay? I'm not arguing with anybody. Thank you so much.
That's really insane.
Okay. She said, there's no, that's a big lie. She has said that's mad, that's rude.
No.
But yeah. I still can't remember what the thing I wanted to talk about was, but yeah, I've had a great week. Do you know, I decided this year I want to reply all the Instagram messages. Oh,
I did that this year. It took me about 7 business days.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
And when I say businesses, I actually mean businesses.
And
I took Saturday and Sunday off.
The problem is that I want to be unique.
No, you can't.
So I'm answering people based on familiarity.
The only thing that changes is the emoji. If I know you very much, heart emoji, open heart emoji. If I don't know you that well, hug emoji like this.
Open hug, not
open
closed
hug, not close. Not closed hug. If I don't know you well at all, like let's say people that listen to this podcast, thank you, plenty you.
Thank you.
You. That's it.
That's how I sounded during my wax.
Okay. There's so many. You know that there's so many things that we don't need to know that come out in this podcast.
Ooh. Okay, what's your own sound? I know you scream like a fool.
I actually scream like a goat. Is that you actually think that something is happening to me?
Yeah.
If you hear me waxing, you can't believe it.
Oh, I also want to give a shout out to. I did a hydrofacial at Dermaspace.
Wonderful stuff. Why didn't you invite me?
Who has the money? My sister. I don't have the funds. I don't have the funds for that. Anyway, May brings me closer to my...
bring up something. One of the reasons I miss being on Twitter is that so many people used to send me spa things. Yeah. That's actually one of the key things.
You had spa things for like a year.
You don't understand. I had about 22 spa vouchers at one time. It was insane. Everybody just thought I was so stressed out. Every 2 minutes, Hanon bought me small voucher. In Dermaspace like this, I had maybe 600K.
No, it was crazy. And that was when, and this was when Dermaspace massages were like 50, 40K.
It was crazy. I was doing massage every 2 business days. It was wild. Now I don't have any.
So yeah. So bad in character.
Nobody now is concerned about my stress level.
So bad in character.
It's really terrible.
Yeah.
Really,
I'm really upset that I didn't write this thing down that I wanted us to talk about.
Topic?
Yes, but we have many podcasts to record because we're going on holiday. Oh God.
We are actually leaving the country for like a long time. You guys can't believe it.
I don't see nothing can bring me down.
Back. Up. Nothing can bring me back. Once I'm gone.
Up and up.
I'm actually so happy. You actually can't believe it. It's crazy. So I might even extend my trip. Who
knows what can happen, my sister? I
don't feel like someone said, what are you coming for? Who knows? I'm leaving. I'm out. You never know.
Yeah.
Okay, so this wasn't the main thing.
Okay.
But this was something because yesterday at your house, I had 3 different conversations about celibacy.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it enforced or?
Huh?
Enforced or?
Both enforced and voluntary.
Voluntary. This is so interesting.
Lack of opportunity and choice.
Sex of those with lack of opportunity, I imagine is women.
Women, yeah. No, all 3 people I spoke to were women.
Well, women. Oh. Was any of it for religious reasons?
No.
No, they just said,
one was like milestone age, heartbreak, since heartbreak, clearing one's head and being intentional about
who they
about that because last heartbreak they went the opposite direction. It didn't help.
Yeah.
That was one. Another person just decided that like fundamentally, I don't think this is healthy. She didn't think it was healthy for her.
Mm-hmm.
And like she just said that actually if what she's looking for is long-term or whatever, then she decided she said it one day and that was the end of that.
Yeah.
She's not doing it again.
It does cloud your judgment, Sha.
That was what she was saying. Her point was that like she's found herself in too many situations because of like what, and she just decided that for me, she also stopped drinking.
Okay.
But that was a health thing.
Yeah.
But she was just like, actually, since I'm making broad stroke changes, she stopped drinking for a very specific health reason. And then she was like, actually, since I'm doing one, let me do the 2 vices or whatever. She was like, if I smoked out, I've stopped it also. So that was it. And the third person, just this year is not her year.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
So what do you want to talk about there?
It was just very interesting. Imagine on one evening having 3 different conversations about people being celibate.
Maybe it's a sign.
For me?
Yes.
As well.
That's that. The same way God sent me a rude sign.
Yeah, I can't lie. That was very rude. Maybe it's a sign. I could take it up.
Yeah, but I don't know. I do like when...
I'm celibate for some time.
I do like the fact that I like when it's not forced.
Yeah, and I liked when it wasn't like from a fear. Each of them, it was very interesting because each of them was just like, for me, this is what I just... And it was like a quiet... It was because we were all talking about something.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't like a loud announcement of like, hey guys, I'm now into sex. Like there was no journey about it on TikTok, nothing. It was just, we were talking about it and someone said something about... There was a guy that said he met a babe who is celibate. And then all these different people were now saying, me too.
Do you know what I think? Now that we're in our 30s, I found that, I remember there was a lot of pressure in my 20s to not be.
Yeah.
In your 30s, it's one of my favorite things. Like a lot of the self-confidence that you have in your 20s, you actually have
get
in your
it.
30s.
And so you can make a decision.
Yes, because a big thing is a fear. In your 20s, there's a fear of meeting someone that doesn't think this thing is insane or crazy. And in your 30s, it's like, are you so freaked out that you can't chill? Baba?
Like, what's your
problem? Do you even have the capacity for this?
So he was coming from a different place because he was like, he met a girl who he likes, but she celebrates and he doesn't think he can cope.
That's what I mean. So a lot of women will be worried.
That's why the other babes were not telling them, my dear, wake up. Me too.
In your 20s, that kind of thing will actually make you start bending. Yeah,
you might bend your will, but I just thought it was really interesting.
In your 30s, it's like, Baba, you can't even chill. You can't relax. Topic. Please.
So yeah, that was quite fascinating.
Yeah. Do you know how, this brings me to something really random. I remember in like that Think Like a Man book, how I was so confused because it came out when we were in like A-levels or something or uni. I remember being so confused when it was the 3 months thing was a big deal.
Rule. And I thought,
but now as an adult out in the world, I guess why it was such a
to be honest, I think because our context is not like an American dating context. I just kept thinking, so 3 months is like a big deal.
No, but then it's not just American, it's that we are Nigerian, Pentecostal of a certain age.
So it's not the same.
It's not the same at all. But I remember thinking at the time I was a bit more naive about life. And I just thought
you're not typically going on your first 2 dates and going home. At that time, that was not
I didn't understand. But the older I got, the more I realized like why it was like No, but I remember the shock of saying, is this such a big deal? But the older I get, the more I realize why.
The way they were struggling, I just thought,
Kilo Shele. Yeah, I do like the idea of women. Anything that means women are making decisions for themselves. Big fan. Because the pressure is insane.
Funny enough, I only know one guy who's celibate.
Wow, those ones. Even him, check.
Yeah, to be honest, like 6 months ago, he failed.
No, but it's one of those things that I do find that we don't have a lot of conversations about. But I'm a big fan of people stopping to be like, why am I doing the things I'm doing?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting conversation.
Oh, you date someone, you meet, you hang out, you like them enough to start sleeping with them. Do you have to? Do you really?
Yeah.
Do you even like them enough for this thing? I think that's a big thing. And this doesn't even have to do with sex. I realize sacrifice, conversations, anything. Do I actually like you enough for this?
To be doing all this stuff?
Or
are we just like doing the dance?
Are we doing the dance? Or we talk every evening? Because a lot of people realize much later that they don't enjoy stuff with their partners. And I'm just like, but it's just because you felt like this was the sequence of things they're supposed to do. So you talk a lot.
So you're always checking in, but like why?
Yeah,
is it because you actually really want to speak to them in that moment? Or it's just... And I always say these things. If there's no pull and you don't want to talk to them every day, I think two of you should reconsider your stance.
What if you're quiet?
I don't know any quiet person that really likes someone that still doesn't talk to them.
This is true. But do you remember that babe that said her and her partner don't have things to say to each other?
Yeah, I still think that's crazy.
Yeah. But they didn't have... So the dilemma was that they say stuff like, like you'll greet. Come back from work. You'll greet. And then... They didn't have...
You're supposed to be able to have a comfortable silence. Not only silence.
But not only silence.
Like you should be able to like sit down, two of you, and just keep quiet.
Let me be honest though, as somebody who has always liked quieter men, they are only quiet outside. If the excuse is I'm quiet and he doesn't
talk, don't like you. They don't like you.
The reason they're quiet outside is that they've said everything that they want to say to you. So if your whole thing is, he's a quiet man, he can be more quiet than most, or even if she's a quiet woman, a lot of my quiet female friends, with their husband or their boyfriend, Again, the man's head is constantly like this.
Maybe I'm just saying my own opinion. I have not seen a very quiet person that doesn't talk to who they like.
Fair.
Is you they don't talk to?
What if it's a mouth odor issue?
Oh, God, Jola, honestly, we're actually on a path.
You know, sometimes when you've been quiet for a long time, your mouth is on a waxy tone.
Not me.
There's a waxy tone if you've been quiet for a long time.
It doesn't happen to me.
You have never been quiet for that long. Fake me. You have never.
These are actually the facts.
If you've ever experienced, I've done this thing 3 times. Let me explain.
Jola, when have you been quiet?
Yes, one time I said I wanted to be quiet.
Can you imagine that you can remember when you were quiet?
Yes, that's why I knew I was living a fake life. I said I wanted to be quiet. We started school 8 o'clock. Break time. Nobody said that, Jola, you've not said anything. I was not looking around. I was saying, like somebody. Notice that I've not spoken. By the time we got to the end of school and I was quiet for almost the whole day, apart from like, oh, sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I can't live. I have to be free. I have to be me. I almost went to start dancing like High School Musical in the middle of the school court because I felt like, now I truly know who I am. I'm not a talkative by force. It's innate.
Let me not lie, I actually can't do it. It's so crazy.
Another time, I fucked up really badly. But then my dad, I don't know, that was the last time my dad ever put his hands on me. He beats. No, you guys. My daddy beats me. He beats. No, I've heard
so you
nonsense.
Were quiet after that?
No. If you hear me, I was in sober contemplation. I remember that day. I sat down in school like this.
No, I don't think I've ever been quiet. Every time I'm quiet for up to 10 minutes, people always ask me if I'm okay.
I was mute, actually. Yeah, oh yes.
People always ask me if I'm okay.
Are you okay?
If I'm in a public place and I sit down like this and after saying hi, I don't 100%. Say anything, people are just like, okay, what's wrong?
The first one I always get is, are you hungry? First of all, yes. But even at that.
They're always like, what's wrong with you? Somebody cannot just reflect for 2 minutes.
No, they know what. No, but we're not reflecting people.
We're actually not reflective people.
We like people. We like talking
I remember
to them.
There's like this guy who, there's like gatherings that we've been in and we'll be gisting. And this is like, it's always after something happens in my auntie's house, there's a couple of people that are gisting and he's always there. But I realized after like the 3rd time, he never says anything, but he's always like laughing and smiling. So, I asked him when we were all like leaving one day that, sorry, like, I know this somehow, but how come you never talk? He's like, I'm like, I don't talk normally, but I just read. But I'm like, but you are not comfortable. He's like, oh no, I really enjoy you people's gist.
I know people like that.
I don't have anything that I want to say.
I know people like that 100%.
But he's like, I love this gist, but I'm just.
I know people like that.
He'll be there.
100%.
Laughing, but as in to say,
John's best friend is like that.
Yeah. To contribute one thing 100%. Like this, he can never.
Anyway.
I wore this hat throughout. I'm a trooper.
Well done.
I still think it's going to be the fashion.
As the celebrant, I would like to bring this waxing celibate episode to a close.
Right. That was actually about 2.5 seconds of the whole episode, but sure.
This waxing celibate fat mommy episode to a close.
Do you know what's actually funny is, mine was not nearly as rude, but there's an outfit that my mom and I share.
Yeah.
Up until recently, it has always been big for me.
Oh, yes, no. So,
it's not big for me anymore. It's now big for her.
Wow.
I said, yeah. That's coupled with Jola's mommy's videos. No. I'm out. Yeah. I'm jogging.
Anyway, guys,
this has been fun. Please know that is a deep cry for help. I can never do that.
This has been fun. Thank you guys for all the birthday wishes. We still have lots of lovely stuff coming up for you soon. I don't know why I said that like a news hostess or whatever. Anyway, as usual, leave comments. If you listen to us on Spotify, you can actually leave comments in the app.
Middle. I always find it interesting seeing the points at which people are talking about.
Please stop doing that thing where you count. Oh, first year, second year, third year. I don't understand what that means. Right? Like, so people be like, I'm the first to listen. It's so crazy. They take number up to 60 something to be there. I swear. No prize, no nothing. They be like first, second, third, fifth, sixth, 63rd. I'm like, are you guys nuts?
Okay, but can I just say that as people who listen to this podcast and
makes sense, Abby.
Doesn't it make sense that they'll get to 60 something?
It is so stupid.
Because if I was there, probably also.
Nonsense people. Anyway, leave a comment. Please make sure you rate the podcast and share it with people.
Let other people. Although people do share, I have to say.
Yeah, they do.
Like a lot of people who
we're still encouraging them.
Yeah, who listen do say that they
love it.
Were dragged into it by somebody else.
All right, guys. We will see you next week. Have a lovely rest of your week. Goodbye. This episode of I Said What I Said is brought to you by Carousel Networks. Your hosts are Jola, Jules Aye, and Fekemi FK Abudu. Our producer is Debbie Romeo. Our social media manager is Najite Anira. Our cinematographer is Rotimi Kujore. Our production assistant is Theresa Ajayi. On audio, we had David Kenny, and our camera assistants are Pascal Ona and Abolade Uluyede. This season of I Said What I Said is brought to you by Coins by Bamboo.
Nice cake. Good cake.
Okay.
Healthy.
Now that you scattered it, it's a good cake. Okay.
This is how
where does this go? On the side of the cake.
Yeah, on the side. It didn't cut. Because it's fondant.
I want to put it back. That's it.
Thank you guys. This is cute.
Thank you. What is happening?
Can we have I want you to cake.
Fair enough. This is nice. What does this say? This says what's this?
It says, damn it, it's good getter.
Good dirt.
Damn it, it's good baby.
What's this?
It's a book that I
Damn
read.
it, keep shining.
Oh, damn it, keep shining.
Damn it, keep
swimming.
Is that
damn
how
it, keep
keep
going.
swimming? Is that
damn it, it's good baby. Damn it, it's unique baby.
One man is good dirt. Is that good English?
No, that's good.
Is that what I said? Is that good English?
It's not dirt. That's how you that you don't read. It's only one dirt, not multiple.
No, I say, why do people put S inside with dirt?
Jola we have Jola keep shining. Jola keep shining. Jola keep going. Jola is good baby.
Good baby.
Jola is sexy baby.
Come on.